can be no victory. The darkness always returns. Legends tell that these words were spoken by
Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A little bit of Vermintide 2 with our romoret. Hey, Smart Husky. Once romoret sort of loads in, I need to get a little bit used to the controls again. It's been a while. I'm also playing on a sofa again, so I have no desk, I have nowhere to put my mouse. I'm going to be terrible. So we have basic attack, we have guard, power attack. I'm sure there's yes, Q is a quick switch for weapons, basic attack, guard.
Just another glorious day in the Rhineland.
And then we have our special ability, which is under... We've got weapons, which is 5. Potions are 4. Hey, Hannah, welcome to the stream. And then we have a special, and I can't remember how I trigger my special. Options. Key bindings. Attack, defend, charge, zoom, reload, weapon special. Mouse extra 1. Oh, career skill is F. Tag only can be T. And so. So we've got tag, and then we've got career special, and then we've got weapon special is middle button, but I don't have a weapon that has a special. Okay, that's fine. And then we have our book of challenges. Our daily challenges at the moment are retrieve 3 grimoires. Ooh, apparently I have one of my daily challenges complete, which I'm not sure how. Must have completed it a while ago. Slay 3 monsters as a party. Weekly challenges and event challenges. Drink every last drop in Helmgart. You will feel it in the morning. Gives us the hungry troll. Oh, that's for smashing all of the things in Helmgart. And then we have the challenges. Which level 17 is Carillion. So we get some cosmetics for completing these. Windshield helmet. Reach 27, we get the mask. Excellent. Excellente. I'm okay, Hannah. How are you today? I thought I was level 30 with Carillion, but obviously not. And then we have our inventory, and we've got our special weapons. We've got our longsword. We've got our orange double daggers with the illusion on them. Which I think are our best orange double daggers. So we've got dual swords, sword and dagger, and dual swords. Yeah. So equipment wise, I think we're sort of kitted out with the best stuff we've got available at the moment. That one does give us homebrew, which is a 25% chance not to consume potions, but that's not that powerful. The extra power and attack speed is probably better. We've got our talents all kitted out. We've got ourselves set up for increased critical chance. While health is above 45%, criticals gain an additional 30% power boost. Returns 100% of ammunition on a monster's death. I might switch over to that one, just because getting my ammunition going is quite good. Amaranthus also recovers arrow each time it restores health. Okay. Damage multiple enemies in one swing with a melee weapon grants temporary health. Healing yourself with a first aid kit or healing dart also heals nearby allies, possibly. And using True Shot recovers 50 temporary health. Using True Shot volley recovers 20% of Corellion's maximum arrow. I like the reduced cooldown a lot. Okay, so I can go with a nice helmet. We can have a nice little kind of mask appearance for her. Kind of like a half helm. That's a very strange appearance. And then we have our chests, which we have. I think I've saved up quite a few actually. Yeah, I've got 79 commendation chests, which is a max power of 300. Oh wow, okay. And a couple of Emperor's chests, a few Veteran chests, and then a few sort of weaker chests from lower level things. I'm level 20, 28 or 29. Level 28. Okay. So shall we do a mission and see if Romoret is ready to play later? Change difficulty. We'll just go on recruit to start with. Just do a quick kind of buzz through as a recruit just to get back into the swing of things.
Right now, Fort Braxenbrooker is about the only thing stopping the enemy rampaging far and wide, but it's under siege and about to fall. I need you to do whatever you can to keep the bastion in Imperial hands. The main approach is likely chock full of packed sworn, but there is a secret entrance upriver. Use it and defend the fort in any way you can.
Okay, so fort defense. Basically, it's basic mission. I think I'm joining a mission partway through, which is good. You can get a nice part mission. If the game will have in. Hey, Bagasura, welcome to the stream. How you doing, dude? What are you up to today? How has your day been today? Today. Eating pizza and drinking banana milk. Nice. Also over here. Hey, welcome to the stream as well. I do not remember these maps in the slightest. I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, through here. Aha.
A bomb for those who need it.
We have found the way. A bit late to be streaming. It's a little late, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit late in the day, but that's not a massive problem. I like this ammo refill. This is like an adaptation of one of her abilities. Used to be
Festering vermin! Kill them all! There is no escape!
Weapons up! Fight like it's payday! Escape and gun!
yeah, there's quite a siege going on in the background. A lot of this game is set against a background of quite significant warfare. You think the next Left 4 Dead is going to be more like Vermintide? In a way. I think the next Left 4 Dead's probably... I mean, the whole point of Left 4 Dead is a little bit different, like the inclusion of weapons and things like that makes it a little bit... well, the inclusion of a lot more sort of like gun-style weapons.
Eyes that gleam in the dark! Assassin! Seek!
He is dead!
But yeah, I think there's certainly going to be a little bit more of a focus on kind of objective rather than just varied up objectives. I mean, like horde combat games are always going to be horde combat games.
Think you can match an Azurite through sheer numbers? Ha! The arrogance!
How's that?
they might go for more of a melee focus. True, true. I would like to see a Left 4 Dead with a more melee focus. I think a more melee focus serves the game slightly better, because it means closer grouping of your allies, like getting closer and being sort of standing next to your allies more significant.
May Sigma guide our aim, as he does our pattern. Yours is burning, Dory.
It's to be numbers against skill again.
You just woke up? Hey, Ender Gaming. Welcome to the stream. How you doing?
Cannot hide. I will not run from them, lumberjacks. Look out! Whoa!
Oh, follow me and test, Dory.
Every Warhammer setting is terrible, but end times may just take the crown for the worst time to be alive. Yeah, I mean, like, the whole point of Warhammer is that it's supposed to be this horrific nightmare dystopia.
There's lumps of little use to us.
And the come good man-sized rats and chaos servants. Yeah.
Sigma blizzards, they come in numbers. Back from them, the Rackman re-enter.
Kill that brother!
The secret passage is well hidden. We may need your elf sight to find it.
Not bad. So we got a little box. It's little boxes are okay. There's not a problem with little boxes. Total kills, ranged kills, damaged health. Quite close by small. I think small was the one I joined on. Hey, Flea Bum, welcome to the stream. How you doing? What you up to today, Flea? Hey, Romo.
Hey. How loud are you?
I have no idea. How loud am I?
Perfect!
Oh,
talk about my uncle, talk about.
Moore's leaves even larger than
Okay, so that's all said and done, and this can go over here. And I can click the
Path of
click
Exiles,
date.
nice.
I don't remember what I'm doing. I had to learn how to play the game when I jumped in your thing.
Yeah, right click for block, tap left click for light attack, hold left click for heavy attack, Q to switch between your two weapons, F for your skill.
Man, I wonder if I made a video, if I was streaming on Twitch and I had myself in my underwear dancing and drinking wine, if I would have got 2,000 views.
There's someone who's got 2,000 views for dancing in their underwear and drinking wine.
Yeah, while playing Apex in the background.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that quite works that way, but yeah. Okay, cool. Well, now we are streamings, and now we tell the Twitchers that we are streamings.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, some of the stuff, like, it's one of those things where I have no problem with girl gamers. Like, I love having, like, I turned my girlfriend into a gamer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Teach me how. Teach me your ways.
I basically introduced her to, like, 3 or 4 games slowly over a period of time. Just try this, until I found one that she got addicted to. She's slightly open-minded. But there's a difference to me between, like for instance, if you go on Twitch and you go on a male gaming channel, the guy's going to take up, like, 12% of the screen. It's going to be picture of his head, and it's going to be the game.
Yep.
And there's going to be chat, probably. If you go on a gaming channel, and it's a girl, and her webcam takes up 70% of the screen,
Yep.
and it's pointed down, so you're, like, missing half the top of her head, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're not a gamer girl. You're a cam girl. You just happen to have games playing in the background.
I have a lot of boxes to open. My goodness, I have to go to the little armory thing and get that going.
You use what you got. Hey, I'm fugly. I don't have anything to use, Fleabum. I have nothing to use.
What does that even mean?
Then you have my
And don't you dare say that. You work it. We were talking about you and how handsome you were yesterday.
Lies?
No, I remember talking about that.
You are a strange one. I got a fuggy face too, so I use facecam.
Yeah, if I want to actually use Facecam more for like the horror reaction things that I never react to, I'd have to get a decent camera, which is not likely to. I don't know.
I've got the shitty 2 megapixel camera that's stuck on top of my screen. Like, it literally came as part of the screen. Face rigged facecam. Oh, you've got a face rig cam. I see.
Let's go over here to this thing, the armory.
Steve the Minecraft guy. Oh, that's terrible.
I currently have an axe and I have so many things better than that. Except I don't have a shield if I use that. How to get rid of things? How do I get rid of? How do I sell things?
Oh, in your inventory, on the left-hand side, go to crafting. And the first part of crafting is salvage items. And if you throw stuff into that 9x9, you can salvage stuff into components.
That is exactly what I needed to do.
Have you no longing to return?
When the time is right, have no fear.
And
All
that
these
will
things.
be
Oh no, that's good.
No rush, is there? No.
Oops, hold on, no.
In the meantime, yeah, I've got a longbow. That's a 151 longbow, but it's a blue one. I've got a 122 longbow.
I do like having a shield. I know this pickaxe is technically slightly better, but I do like having a shield.
The thing is with the weapons is it's good to keep at least one of each variety of weapon, because like different weapons have different uses. For instance, your shield combo that you've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Your shield combo gives you a massive block bar, which means that if you're very active with your block usage, you can tank a lot. You can also, with a massive block bar, take on some of the special guys like the Gatling Rat,
Right.
and just basically like hold up your shield and walk towards him and just tank Gatling shots into your shield. Whereas, like for instance, one of the guys, hey boss, welcome to the stream.
Hi, boss.
One of the weapons that the mercenary gets is a flail, and the flail just ignores enemy shields.
I've dreamt of darkness.
Ah, I see.
Perhaps it
Which
was
is actually what flails were used for in the medieval period in real life. Like, flails were
Get
used
around
to...
them, yeah.
Yeah,
Aye.
used to bypass shields and armor.
Surely you know the feeling.
I don't know what you're suggesting, Wutelgi.
Let me see. Ooh, what is you? Ironbreaker. I can't use that yet. 2 guns. I'm not a slayer. That's fine.
Then, as well as that, we've got the sword and dagger, which gives me a slightly longer foresword. Also gives me a side dagger. Same amount of block, but a little bit more of a sort of passive defense. And to flay the flesh from sinners. Yes, true, but that's more of a flagellate weapon, a flagellate rather than a morning star style. Like, they're both flails, but you have the flagellate flail, which is the kind of the flaying of skin flail, and then you have more of a morning star-esque flail, which is So, shall we jump into a mission?
Ah, yes. Let's do it.
If I'm not stuck on the ladder. We'll go on recruit difficulty because your character's level 8.
Yes.
Is there any particular mission? Any particular mission you need?
Is there one that? How would I know I would need it? I suppose.
If you go into
Events, heroic deeds, Twitch.
basically, if you go into the map and you go to custom game.
Yep. Custom game.
You go to change mission and you go to Helmgart.
Yep.
Are all of your things connected together with orange glowing lines, or are some of them locked out?
No. Into the nest. Select.
Yep. That's fine. We can go into the nest, and basically we'll just unlock the story for you.
Okay. So now I have to go to the little portal thing.
Into the nest. There we go. I have activated it.
Ah, thank you.
You have to select a difficulty as well when you do a custom. Leather straps with sharp iron or knots is for self-flagellation. Yeah.
A large chunk of Clan Fester are currently camped down in the ruins of Karak Knoll. Now,
Oh no, not the Fester clan.
The
They're
Fester.
the worst.
The
They're
Fester.
the ones that... What?
They were one of the most numerous clans of Skaven. The Fester clan.
Yeah, they're the...
but at the very least, I
Around the
think
longest, you
delay
can't-
the work on the Skittergate. Oh, don't look at me like that.
You just said
You
that,
know you'll enjoy it once you're there.
It's like, oh yeah, just kind of let them be, and then they'll fester.
Bye, boss.
and then they'll
Thanks for
show
popping in.
up everywhere. Bye, boss. We miss you, boss. I missed you, boss. Already. Barely even knew him. I found the thing. That's the end of the mission right over there. Shadow portal thing. Found it. Let's go.
You reckon the Skaven will fall for this again, mates? Lawless plan is sound. It's worked countless times before.
Unfortunately, I can't remember where the grimoires are on this one.
Can we get moving then? Before this
Break
Oh.
it.
die of old age?
Um,
Ah! Oh, there's a thing. What is this purple thing? Potion of concentration. Got it.
That gives you your special ability faster.
Ah, it's a good thing it's already... Oh, it's not there yet. Oh, it's a rat. Kill it. Yes. That's the name of the game. Ah, from behind. The reload speed on that gun is long, though.
Yeah.
Aren't there trinkets that like weaken you but better experience when you collect them?
Yes. Those are those are the those are the grimoires. So there's
Yeah,
tomes and grimoires. Grimoires weaken you, tomes don't. Romoret has drawn
From
first
where, though?
blood.
Oh, from behind. There's a poison thrower.
Gas rat. You cannot hide.
Gas rat's dead.
Yay. I hear the shadow thing. Yeah, that one.
Cruel kin.
And there's a greenie.
Point fanatics.
Potion.
Stand ready.
Alright. 2 for 1 special.
That's from Sigma's hammer.
Ooh, explosive barrel. And a ravage art.
Oh, that's new. Have no idea what a ravaged art is.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Sounds pretty cool, though.
I think that might be an event item.
Like a bolt of concentration. I'll block their path.
They're not happy. I mean, the one thing that they did very well with this game is that they have a lot of comments that the characters make that if you're not paying attention, you miss out.
Oh yeah, a lot of contextual stuff. And because it's contextual stuff, even if it's repeated, it doesn't feel that heavily repeated. Yeah, we still have the Pyromancer available, Bakasura. They've changed up some of the Pyromancer's abilities, but we still have the Pyromancer available, yeah.
Good.
I like the Pyromancer.
You not?
No, I like the Pyromancer. The Pyromancer's good fun.
Put the gun away, please. I need to whack these guys as they try to get up. This is a good choke point. Ah! Someone took my heal. Why did I just waste that?
Where are you? Come here a second.
Okay, hold on. Give me a kill guy.
Have a heal potion.
Whack-a-da. Whack-a-da. Okay, yeah, what?
I just gave you a heal potion. It should be in your inventory.
Yep, it's in my inventory. That's a thing. Ammo.
And this is actually a way to get one of the grimoires later on, but we have to move the cogs first, and then we come back through here to get the grimoire.
I see.
I remember that one.
Oh, he's still alive. Well, not anymore.
It's actually quite interesting, the kind of...
Need a heat.
Oh, hey, buddy.
the kind of...
Tank time.
A rat over.
assassin. Thank you.
I'll whack him in the game. Yeah, well. That's why it's nice to have a shield. You can just sit there.
Loot dice. Whoop.
Go down.
No sorrow for a dead packmaster.
No, not you. No, not you. Gosh darn. Quit trying to. Okay. I just drank both my potions.
I do have to say that one thing about this game is that this game's recruit difficulty introduces you to the basics very well, but it doesn't introduce you to kind of like how to actually play the game properly, so to speak. Oh yeah, that's locked
using
off.
the mouse wheel to switch between my items.
And just rapidly drinking, yeah.
Yeah, and it just wouldn't let me stop drinking. And I'm like, normally I'm okay with that, but in games, it's a little bit different.
So this opens up a path up here.
Oh, so not the gate down here. Okay.
Yeah, this opens up a path up here, but, and here's where it's sneaky. The path up here kind of leads you on to later on in the mission. If we go back this way, we can get ourselves a grimoire.
Is there a way to move faster or no?
I don't think so. I think you're just...
I don't believe so. Shift doesn't do anything.
No.
I hear a bunch of friends coming our way. Oh, there they are.
Oh, hi. And then we go down again. And Le Grimoire.
Oh, hey.
Classic dwarven over-engineering. Yeah, pretty much.
This is perfect dwarven engineering at its finest. Do not insult the dwarves. I am one of them.
Shut up, you mithril swilling pig.
Oh, don't turn around. You got a rifle up your butt. Hello.
That wasn't pleasant.
Aha! Ragdoll. Oh, well, Strangler's got me, even though I hit him.
I love the little guys for it.
blocking and breaking their guard doesn't count with us.
Yeah, the Stranglers have the whole, like, you can't actually hit their body because of the length of the weapon thing.
I saved your life. He was still moving.
Aisha's Greaves. Healing draft.
Tree-hugging knife ears not so much. Hey, the tree-hugging knife ears are good. We do the work of protecting Mother Nature.
Because they don't sound happy.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Yeah, here they come. So do they ever explain why this happened and why there are so many rat human people?
Oh, so basically, this is part of the Warhammer sort of universe lore called the End Times. Now, I'm not like a Warhammer universe buff or anything, but the End Times is basically the Skaven worship the Great Horned One God, and they live underground, and they kind of the limiting factor of them is how much food they can get hold of. But when the End Times came about, basically the Skaven kind of tapped into a massive unbeknownst food source, and instead of there being like a nation's worth of Skaven, there were instead like 10 nations worth of Skaven, and they boiled up out of the ground without people realising what was going on. And what happened was, because they boiled up out of the ground without people knowing what was going on, they killed off a lot of people, and then the people became food source for the Skaven. And they just basically like consumed their way through a lot of the sort of nations of Warhammer, to the point where sort of nations no longer really had armies anymore.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
It takes a little while for me to switch weapons. But no, so this is the end part, because I remember playing a little bit of Warhammer back in the day with the little models and all that.
Yes.
I probably still have a few of them. Some story-wise, this is endgame.
This takes place, I think it's something like 40 or 50 years after the Warhammer tabletop battle game was set.
I see.
And it's like, one of the things they say is like the amount of war in the overworld produced an accessibility of a lot of kind of dead carcasses for the Skaven to gorge on.
I see. So extra food supply for them, which is why they're able to be. They are. And
they breed very quickly. And then they made a deal with. They made a deal with Chaos, with the god of rot.
There's some lamp oil. I don't know what that does. The whisper. What's with the whisper, dude?
That means an assassin's been spawned. Yeah. He'll pop out of nowhere in a second, I'm sure. Just keep an eye on each other.
Yeah, he's behind us. I got him.
Nurgle. Yes, the god of festering rot, Nurgle. He's called Nurgle in Warhammer 40,000. I don't think he was called Nurgle in Warhammer, was he? Was he called Nurgle in Warhammer? Because I think there was the god of festering rot. Then there was the Raven god. The Great Horned one. I suppose, yes, it was, even if it was not given a name yet, it was Nurgle by any other name. Did you play Warhammer or Warhammer 40k?
I played Warhammer. A little bit. I had a number of friends to it, and I bought a few sets worth. But didn't really get into it past that. The time to actually paint all the figures, work you. But then when I actually went ahead and had my own set, never saw the guys again. So I'm like, well, what do I do with this?
That's a pretty common problem. Is like, it's not a cheap thing to get into, and then if you're into it, and then the people who play it, it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. Like Magic the Gathering, if you go like full tournament mode, is not cheap, and then if people kind of stop playing it, or if your friends stop playing it.
Right, and new game that comes out, no one wants to play the old stuff, so by the time I try to keep up with my, it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ah, here they come. Oh, this is where they're dropping, so let's do this.
I'll take the back.
And we're good.
I found my cards the other week, got unopened boxes of revised Ice Age. The sets of 4th edition and onwards. Oof. I got into it at 6th edition, and I have a lot of 6th and 7th edition stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have a Black Lotus.
Ooh. I hear some unhappy noises.
Yeah, I'm just putting arrows in people.
Oh, it sounds like dogs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's, I think, warhounds inside the cages.
These cages? Oh. Can we unleash them?
I have no idea. Just can't be bothered to sell them. Yeah, I can understand not being bothered to sell the cards. They're not actually worth that much unless you've got some of the, like, actual small number of valuable ones.
Sounds like a strangler.
Does sound a little bit like there's a strangler in the area.
Oh, I just hit one, so... But it didn't do the top. It didn't recognize it in the top, though.
Bakasura wants to know if you can bring a dragon's breath to the game.
If I can bring a dragon?
A dragon's breath. It's one of the dwarf weapons.
Oh. I don't know, I don't know if I have a dragon's breath.
It's basically a flamethrower.
Currently I have rifle of some sort. I'll have to see my inventory when we're done with this mission, see what I have. I'm only level, like, 9, so I very much in terms of good equipment. Who is messaging me today?
There's a fire rat nearby.
Ooh, fire rat on narrow bridge. Not fun.
That'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Got it.
He's dead.
That's part of, like, being good at this game, is being very quick to deal with ones when they're dangerous like that. Because the fire rat has a big pushback on it. And if you're on a narrow bridge, the pushback can, like, wipe a party very quickly.
Yep, and they love to do that.
Yeah, I've not played this mission enough to know where all the grimoires are. We've got one, and we've got a loot dice, which is pretty good.
That's a good start.
And ooh, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat, loot rat. 2 loot dice. Nice. Now I have 2 loot dice and a thing. Would ask for an organ gun, but that's a bit much for one dwarf.
He wants an organ gun. Oh, okay.
I think as this is Into the Nest, we should have a boss fight at the end of this one.
Yeah, so we should, yeah. There he is.
Yeah, boss fight.
They're setting us up with a lot of healing stuff, so I would think this would be a boss fight.
And you can see the arena. Okay, kill the spine mangler.
Can I shoot you from up here and do damage?
No, not until he finishes his little intro thing. There we go. Stun lock. Stun lock. I'm stun locking him. I was stun locking him with arrows.
Oh, he's got a lot of armor, so I gotta hit heavy, right?
Yeah. You can actually bypass the armor by hitting the back of his legs, which is slightly weird, I know.
Perfect height for a dwarf.
He's full of arrows.
As he should be. Ah, wow, he has a very, very wide...
That's it. Hit my swords. Come on, hit my swords.
Ah, I didn't shield fast enough.
Ooh. That's 4 loot dice.
We have to escape yet? Yeah, we have to escape now. So up the stairs, up the stairs, stairs, uppity, 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 oh, yeah. Oh, we beat the guy in the nest, so now what?
Now we have to leave.
Have to
This will
escape.
save the climb.
Okay.
Plummet into darkness.
Other dude. Oh, no, we're all here.
It was a bot that you left behind, so he teleported to us.
Awesome.
I hate it when you can't damage a boss while he has his intro. During Pen and Paper session, I shot a Grim Reaper in the face while he was talking. Pen and Paper does allow you to do some awesome stuff. I think one of my favourite Pen and Paper escapades was the Mimic Sword
hey,
that I
guys.
set my players up with.
I'm trying to get off this thing. Get off, get off, get off. Alright, little wizard dude, you gotta calm down with your fire. I can't keep up because I'm not gonna use my... Oh, I got 15 shots. I can use my ammo.
Yeah, we're at the end run now. Oh,
Keep your eye out.
there's an assassin.
Yeah, I hear him, but I don't see him. There. Ah, you beat me to it.
I have homing arrows, so...
I had a shot.
AD&D 2nd edition game now. AD&D 2nd edition, I never played. I started with 3.5.
Got him. We're all in here. Can we go?
Let me hail.
I think it's because someone's trying to join the match at the very last second. Yeah.
Taste is worse than the smell.
He joined with a Grimoire on a team that has a Grimoire on 4 dice and has literally finished the game.
Yep. Classic.
I mean, lucky bastard, but...
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna wait here. There he is.
There we
Yep.
go.
So we got a lot of stuff. Oh, I got another war pickaxe. Okay. And a chest. I got another chest. I like chests. Chests are nice. Ooh, upgrade the test. Yes, please. Ah, yes. Soldier Strongbox. Fantastic. I know exactly what that is.
So basically, the only difference between the different levels of boxes that you get at the end is the chance of getting higher quality loot, so blues, purples and oranges. Depending on which difficulty class you go in, depends whether you get a strong box, a loot box, a chest, or a vault, I think. And those determine the maximum level of the equipment you can get from them.
I see. So when you collect more and more, you get better rewards at the end.
Yes. The one thing I would say is that with the commission chests, the ones you get when you level up, in many ways it's best to save them because they don't have a maximum level. Is it like Fantasy Warframe? It's kind of a little bit more like Fancy Left 4 Dead, Fleabum. It's a 4-player co-op horde combat and objective-based game. It's less like... I mean, to a certain extent, there's a bit of Warframe about it.
A tad bit, but I haven't played that much Warframe to make a...
When you get to the later missions and you're doing like 4-person, it's very much like the... what are they called? The artifact unlocking missions in Warframe where you have to defend the point against waves of enemies. But of course, melee-based because...
Hero power, crafting. Upgrade items. Interesting. I have a Drake gun, but I can't use it because I don't have Iron Breaker. What's Iron Breaker?
Iron Breaker is the class. So basically, each race, elf, dwarf, human, and human, wizard, has a class system basically.
Okay.
And you can pick from 3 classes. So if you went to hero selection, you should be able to swap to the Ironbreaker class, which will have a different class ability.
I see. Okay.
1 second, I just got an item that has an illusion on it. You are a Hagbane. Do I have another Hagbane to compare you to? I have my base Hagbane. So this is what a Hagbane looks like. And I have an illusion Hagbane, which looks like this. Oh, that's nice.
Ooh. I like it. It's shiny and it has a recurve on it. Very, very overpronounced recurve. It's not really doing much for the actual strength of the bow by doing that, but it's still nice all the same.
Agree upon a common foe and course of action.
And that's why
Nice.
such an alliance would be fleeting. Your kind are strongest when certain. We are at our weakest.
Who are we kicking?
Not Rex.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, not. Sorry. So, do you want to move on and do the next mission you need to do?
Yeah, I believe I already made one. I may need to, I guess since people have left, I'll probably have to do it again, but, custom empires.
Ironbreakers are the guys with explosive harpoon guns. No, Ironbreakers were the guys with... actually, no, I think they might have been the guys with explosive harpoon guns. They were the guys with the rocket-tipped pickaxes.
Listen, the town of Usingen's a smouldering ruin, and from what we gather, the Rotbloods are using the Baron's Manor as a storehouse for all the grain and...
Oh, tell me more, tell me more.
Your job.
Nice thing is that it's the weekend, 1. I'm not on call, 2. 3, I'm at my home, and I actually live here now because the water's on.
Oh my
and
god.
4, all that adds up to I can stay up later and play games.
Yay! I'm glad you have water now.
Yes, well, I technically I always did, but it was under the previous owner's name, so I didn't want her to be charged an arm and a leg for water that I was using. So
See,
I was, yeah.
In the UK, when you move out, you tell the water company, and they come around and take a photograph of the meter from the day you move out, and it's like, okay, well that was the point at which you moved out.
Yes, and the majority of the time it's like that here as well. It's just that for my city, for some reason, they're like, we need your closing paperwork. And our offices closes at 4 p.m. Therefore, you have to come to us and have all the closing paperwork ready to go in order to actually prove to us that you are going to buy this place. I'm like, well, yeah. Hi, you look like you need to die. I was right.
You look like you need to die. Nice. Unless your house is older, then it's based on ratable's value. Yeah, if you're not metered. If you're on standard, like if you're on rated rather than metered. Which
But come visit. Come to the Midwest. You can visit, and then we'll go visit Bad Wolf too. Ah, headshot. I see him. Headshot.
If
Oh,
memory
there's another one. Oh shoot,
serves,
there's another one.
I think there might be a...
Okay, don't shove me. I'll shove you back.
No, there's no Grimoire over here. I thought there might be a Grimoire over here.
What teamwork entails.
Oh, Gas Rat, you need to stop.
Yeah, like for me, rateable value is far better off because of my skin condition. I tend to use quite a bit of water, but
Oh, I see, I see. You have dry skin?
yes, I have atopic eczema.
Oh,
Ah, yes.
I have a bit of dry skin as well, but not near to that extent. It's actually more so due to a medication I took growing up in order to clear up skin for those children like myself who had a lot of bad acne growing up.
Ah, so yeah, you took an anti-sebation.
Yes. So, but what the thing of it was is the side effect was it dries you out long term.
Yes.
So I'm more prone to nosebleeds and my lips are always chapped.
Bakasura wants to know what rateable values are. So basically what rateable values were was before reliable water meters existed and before we had like people walking around checking water meters and things like that. We instead, people were charged based upon like the size of the property, almost like council tax. In that like the size of the property, the number of people living there, gave you your rateable value, which was basically how much of a standard payment you were charged for water.
Whereas now it's a little bit more oh, hello. You're a wizard. You're a hairy wizard. Whereas now it is a little bit more uniform, a little bit more straightforward. Thank goodness.
When you drop down, if you curve to the right, I believe. Yeah, to the right. There's a grimoire up here.
Where are you? How'd you get up there? Oh, I see. Why does he keep talking about trees?
So you have to jump up onto this wall, and then up onto this platform.
Okay.
And then through here, there is a chest and a grimoire. And it's just...
Hold on. I need to shut this up.
It's just a case of getting the right angle. There we go. Oh, it was a tome, not a grimoire. Got it.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Oh, the guy who was hooing and hawing was the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, I shot him in the head a little bit. He was interrupting our conversation, and that's very rude, so I had to shoot him in the head.
Down here, flake it, mayflies.
Oh, hi.
For the most part, like people with bad skin conditions and like medical problems can get discounts on their water rates in the UK as well, which is...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is rather convenient. Von Fickelman residence. Yes, he's a very fickle man indeed. Oh, assassin nearby.
And we're quite spread out at the moment.
Oh, I see the assassin. Okay, my other bot helped me get it.
Actually, I did.
Oh, that's you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the person who shouts, "There's no escape."
This better taste good.
He interrupted my conversation, so I had to shoot him in the head. Romoret, starting to think like Carly B.
Oh yes, that's how it works. You don't do that. It's very rude. Well, I didn't. Okay. Come at me, bro. Where? Oh, over there.
Oh.
Well, you seem to have your hands full over here.
Sure, there's a something round up on the roof up here. There's some kind of like jumping puzzle to get round somewhere. Get a grimoire or something.
Oh, well, hold on. I see something over here, yeah. No, actually, I take that back. That's just some lamp oil. Excuse you.
The streets are too
I'm the one who
difficult. We should
wins.
try the
Thank
cellar.
you. And you're down, son. There you go. Okay, we're good.
I'm sure there's a...
There should be something around here somewhere. It looks
Yeah.
like there would be a...
It's back in that building, but I can't remember how to access it. Callie being my play-by-post, play-by-paper, pen and paper character. Play-by-post, pen and paper. PvP.
Okay, well, I don't know where these guys came from, but this isn't fun. Look like little undead mummies, and I'm surrounded. Alright, 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 okay, alright, okay.
Where are you?
Back in that house area where we thought something was.
Ah, right.
If that doesn't help my kill count, I don't know what will.
I'm doing my best to send arrows back that way.
Oh, you helped. Oh, hey, look, it's a dude.
Because I've kind of progressed through the next checkpoint, so I can't come back. So
I see. Well,
I'm just
okay.
kind of...
I shot a dude. There's a gas rat, and he killed the gas rat. Fantastic. Hi.
Oh, this is one of the ones that has one of the puzzles to get a grimoire, where you have to carry a explosive barrel somewhere.
I drink this from need, not desire.
Drink it for need, for not desire. Good to know.
Hmm.
You know, it would be... Something on the side that would be fun to do is a little bit of voice acting. I've never practiced enough to really be able to do impressions or anything along those lines because I haven't had the interest. But people who make a little bit of money on the side just by voicing these characters and then just run with it, I think I would enjoy that.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It's just getting into that sort of thing.
Yeah. You have to either know the right person or
just get lucky and get a job, really, in a way. Like, being on YouTube will help, because people will hear your voice, and... I mean, that's how people like Jesse Cox got jobs, as voice acting.
a lot of the people are those that started off just playing and... Oh, what was that?
That was a assassin rat going flying.
Well, I fell through because that Drake clearly... Oh, there's an explosive barrel. Why do I need to carry the barrel?
There's the assassin rat.
And now he's dead. I'm gonna take the barrel with me. Come, barrel!
I'm downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! Yes, this is where one of the grimoires is.
What, this? Where? Here?
Look up.
Hold on, there's something hunting us. Okay, I think they're dead now. Yes, looking up. Oh. How to get up there? I see! Oh, that's pretty... so then the lamppost?
Lamppost, and then
Yeah.
turn to the left. And then
Oh,
soft jump onto the post.
Yeah.
And then soft jump up.
Ah!
Nicely done.
Okay, got it. What? Potion of seed?
Yeah, I picked up the grimoire.
Oh, okay. I'll go with the potion of speed.
This is the door.
I mean, we've got a level 22 and a level 30. I'm pretty sure we can manage the boss.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, there's a tome.
Coming.
Yeah, I just put it down to pick up a healing potion.
Oh, someone else picked it up.
I picked it back up again. I just topped myself up.
I see. Alright, let's find our choke point here. There we go.
Blood everywhere, and another one's gone.
I hear the backstabber. So haven't learned.
How did he get you on the ledge?
He literally just jumped up from the floor.
The what rat?
The assassin rats, the night crawlers. Gutter runners, that's what they're called. Or have a sexy voice. True, sexy voices do help.
I am the epitome of that, so yes, we're good.
You do have a very nice voice.
Oh, thank you. I don't think so, but someone has to. And people always love the charm of a exotic European voice. Partly because it's just not yelling all the time.
Yeah, true.
There we go. Maybe I should be one of those people who sings on streams. What is this? I don't know what that is. Alright. It's telling me to go towards it. I'm gonna go towards the door instead. Ha!
Oh, Gatling
I'm
rat.
a rebel. Where?
Got him.
Load the carts with black powder. Alrighty.
Yep, so this mission is basically that we found where they're storing a bunch of grain and stuff that they've stolen, and we're now going to blow it up.
Me flight rude.
Alright.
I find
So
female
these are not
Southern
the same rat
Irish.
people. These are something else.
These are worshippers of the god Nurgle. These are rotlings. So these are basically subjects of the god Chaos.
Okay. So are there rotlings in that they're not humans, but they're humanoid?
Okay, so basically they're human. But
Oops.
although they are human, they have been kind of worshipping the god of rot so long. That's why they kind of wrapped up like leper victims.
Okay. So my other question then is, why are they working on the same side of the vermin?
Because the god Nurgle during the end times made a deal with the Great Horned Rat, which is the god of the rat people. So basically, they made a deal to work together.
Oh, okay. To take out the rest of humanity and get food and everything else out of it?
Well, basically, the Nurgle, the god of rot, just wants to see everything turn to decay and dust. And
Don't we all?
having thousands of rat people who, you know, eat their own kind and all sorts of things, not a bad way of doing that.
These carts just rolling on its own.
Yeah, it's a proximity thing.
I see, like a what do you even call those? Payload.
Yeah, and you see that castle just directly in front of us there, or that manor, that's what we've got to destroy. So what we do is we get it to the top of the hill, and then we light it on fire.
I can get behind that. That's fine by me.
And down it goes.
Oh, someone didn't like that.
Nope.
Oh, that was a blind shot. Hi.
I
nice
like
to see
thick
you there.
Scottish accents, like people memeing the female protagonist of the next Pokemon.
Next, what? The next Pokemon has a Scottish accent?
A Scottish accented female protagonist, apparently.
Really? That's supposed to be the Sun and Moon. I'm sorry, not the Sword and Shield one.
Hey, Polar Plays.
Because they ran out of colors. You know how they would have like an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and like other colors, Ultra of all that? Or black and white, black 2 and white 2. You know how they had an upgraded version of the first?
Yeah.
What are they going to name the sword and the shield? Like the sharp sword and the round shield?
Mithril Sword?
I don't even know. Then they're going to start making like fighting in like an RPG.
Shining Sword?
Shining sword. What are you? Potion of speed already equipped. Oh, what are you?
Yeah, I haven't played this in a while, so I've kind of forgotten where half of the grimoires are.
Oh, I just found a chest, but it didn't have anything in it.
Yeah, they can sometimes contain potions, loot dice, that sort of thing.
Oh, I should probably help.
This door makes lights.
Sword and Shield is set in London-esque region.
Really?
And the way the
Can't wait
female...
for them- Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I can't wait for them to do an Australian one. Where it should be Pokemon Ya and Na. Yeah, no, yeah.
And every Pokemon looks like a kangaroo.
Yes.
Protagonist looks like... The way the female protagonist looks, everyone is creating memes that she's Scottish accent so thick it can barely be understood. Okay.
I see. Oh, come now. That was point blank.
Hurry, this way.
That's gotta be another special that needs to die. I see you over there.
Platypuses are basically already real-life Pokemon. Fair point, Salnexia. Fair point. Been a while since I caught one of your streams. Hey, Sal. Welcome to the stream. Yeah.
Hi, Sal. Welcome, welcome.
I mean, the fact that the back foot of a platypus has a spine on it that's, like, highly toxic. Like...
Oh, okay. I'm leaving. I missed a shot.
Come on. In you come. In you come. There we go. No, no.
It's fine. It's fine. I wasn't left behind. It's fine.
You can't be left behind. We just have to stand around waiting for you.
Then why do they even say don't get in here? Don't be left behind. Oh, not enough experience to do anything level wise. Oh no, never mind. I lied. Okay, level 10.
They also, unlike most mammals, have no nipples and instead sweat milk into grooves in their body. Yeah, that's pleasant. I think my restream decided that I can't play a lot of PvE games on two thongs.
Is it the restream that decides that, or is
Wait,
it related to...
Polar Plays, I think my restream, full stop, decided that I can't play a lot of PvP and PvE games on two thongs. I was using my events and switched back to dashboard recently. Now I think I have exports. Polar, I have no idea what you just said. That is gobbledygook.
But we feel for you. Restreaming is a pain.
Yes.
What I'm using right now, it does take some time to figure out.
I mean, to be fair, like, once you get enough viewers on Twitch, switching over to Twitch full time, like, yeah, it's less convenient for people who prefer YouTube to Twitch, but at the same time, Twitch is nicer than YouTube to its creators.
Yep. So moving, grabbing the console. So last increase power when I'm out of ammunition, but I'm rarely out of ammunition.
Oh, that's nasty. So I just got a deed of valor from a chest.
What does that do?
It is a secret, super powerful mission. It's a recruit difficulty because it came from recruit level chest. It's called the Empire in Flames. You have to complete the mission while under the effects of Nurgle Rot, so all players take periodic damage. While under the effects of Sending the Next Wave, increased frequency of horde spawns, and while under the effects of Abduction, players will not respawn after being put out of action.
Oh.
That is a nasty deed.
Crossbow. Okay. I mean, I do use Restream to do both. Why can't I? Okay, fine. However, I recognize that no one watches me on Twitch because every time I finish a stream, you get that little Twitch notification that says, "Oh, to become an affiliate, you need to do this, this, and this." And it's like stream on 7 different days, which obviously I've done. Stream for X amount of hours, which I've done. The things that I'm lacking are the 50 followers and the average of 3 views per video.
It's very hard to get your stuff like that done.
Oh yeah.
So if that was the Empire in Flames, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my next would be Festering Ground.
Yep. Link to romoret stream, please. Yeah, sure. Twitch or like you're a Twitch viewer, Salnexia. So
I have both running currently.
Never being able to return home,
it's just romoret, isn't it?
It should be, yes. Most everything is exactly like that, except for Origin, of course, and one other thing. But aside from that, everything else, why is my mouse not working?
And here we go, Salnexia. Paste. There you go. There's romoret.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
My mouse here. There we go. Mouse? Yes, good.
So, you didn't select the mission, dude?
I did at first, but I guess it timed out. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see.
Possibly. Oh yeah, I have to accept it, otherwise it times out.
Yeah, not my fault.
Okay, so Festering Grounds is, I think it's the one before the boss level, but it might be the boss level for this one. I think it's the one before the boss level. Yeah, it's the one before the boss level.
How dare they? How cursed are they?
Slaves to do the tunneling. Even worse, the damned monolith's currently beyond our means to destroy.
Half the time I'm like, I'm not even following this right now. It's okay.
Has at least found a way to bury
whoa. Hi people, welcome to stream.
Yeah, it's one
I
of
need a
those.
flamethrower, Sal, and Bakasura-chan.
Bakasura-chan. Yes.
Yes, that means Baka is stupid, Sura I'm not sure, and Chan is just Chan. Okay.
Bakasura, basically Bakasura together, basically, if I remember right, it's either Bakasura or Bakakura, is basically the equivalent of calling someone an inbred person. Like,
okay.
Stupid through inbreeding.
Yeah. Just call you Baka. City bomb too. I need to get a flamethrower. I would very much appreciate a flamethrower.
I think the flamethrower unlocks the dwarf at 12.
Yeah, I have a couple more levels to do for that. It's a Hindu monster. Okay. It's an awesome name all the same. We've played this level before, haven't we?
We may have played it on basically like me selecting it, but it doesn't count towards your progression unless you've done the mission before it.
I see. Because I feel like I played this with you and Bad Wolf.
Very
once.
possibly.
Flying Skull Leap.
It's an ammunition stash.
They move that. They move, that eats people. Yes. Not a kaiju though. Oh hi. Oh, okay. That's a wizard. Sounds like they're coming from behind us.
Oh yeah, so they are.
Thank goodness I'm wearing good headphones. Well, actually, these are cheap headphones, but decent headphones. Allows me to actually hear directions. I remember one of my first gaming headsets was only one ear.
Mm.
And it was extremely aggravating because you couldn't hear it. What's ooh?
Come down here.
Thing? Why?
Ravaged Art.
I was wondering why there was an opening there.
There's usually an opening there because there's like potions or something down there, but apparently they filled it in with Ravaged Art now. I have no
So if
idea.
you had to eat someone, what would it be, or who would it be?
To be honest, like actually human flesh, like there's issues of kind of like eating, like transmission of diseases and things like that.
Yes.
But in reality, like human flesh doesn't taste that different to other forms of flesh. Like season it properly, be fine.
What is that? A chaos wizard of some sort?
Yeah, but I'd already picked it up before I marked it. Oh, chaos spawn! Shit.
Michael. Oh, he can pick you up, can he?
Yep. Like this.
And then eats you away. How do you keep him from doing that? You
Just
can't.
don't get caught by the tentacle swipe.
But you can't interrupt him once he picks you up, basically.
No.
Didn't want to die.
Ooh, a loot dice. Nicely spotted.
Those ground textures remind me of a ton of Sky. Yeah, I played a lot of Skyrim. I remember when Skyrim first came out, when I was still in college. I actually got a free quote unquote free version from a friend. It wasn't fully free. He kind of gave it to me. It was one of the early versions of it, so because it was free to me, because it was just a file, I didn't have any of the updates. But I played a lot of Skyrim and modded it a ton.
Try not to run too far ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but oh, someone needs help. Man, these guys are everywhere.
Partially because we're so spread out. Like they're spawning in lots of different spawning locations because we're quite heavily spread out.
Oh, Well, let me take care of him here.
Modding Skyrim is great, but God, when the experience were more like modding Minecraft. Yeah, you can actually. There is, depending on what you've got your Skyrim on, there is a like mod manager for Skyrim.
Mm-hmm. That the guy I got it from, he was a lab mate of mine and went some like basic organic chemistry course in undergraduate level. And the thing of it is that he gave me his file version of what it was set at for him, and
Yeah.
he had already installed 1 or 2 mods on it. One of which was the Naked Women mod, and I'm like, okay, dude, I don't need that.
Yeah. But yeah, like
I'm good.
I mean, even going all the way back to, I remember I was playing Space Empires 4, Space Empires 5 Gold. No, Space Empires 4 Gold. Really,
Okay.
really old turn-based strategy, kind of like Stellaris in the olden days.
Yeah.
And that thing, when you got the gold version, which was released, I think, 2 years after the original one, it actually came with a mod launcher that was built by the game devs. Because so many people had brought out such awesome mods for it that they were like, huh, we're going to build a mod launcher and like bundle in mods with it when we sell the gold edition.
There you go.
And it came with a pretty cool mod launcher. I think my favourite was playing Pirates and Pirates and Migrants, and playing a migrant fleet. Playing playing a race that had no planets.
Oh, yeah, I hit him from there. I'm too far away. I can't hit him.
Got him.
Good.
Hit him from the bridge.
You need at least 15 mods to consider Skyrim playable. Well, yeah, especially if you have a decent quality machine to play it on, like PlayStation, not PlayStation, no, but like a PC. Because originally at that time I didn't have my gaming PC. My gaming PC, I made it towards the end of my undergrad, beginning of my vet school period.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it at the time. So my computer was terrible. Just a basic like $200 college laptop. So Skyrim was, I actually got adjusted to the lowest resolution with a like 2-second lag time. It was just so skittish. And once I actually decided to build my current gaming computer, it was so much nicer. Ah.
Sonexy says
faster than I can. That's the thing.
that's because I already have my ranged weapon out because it's my best weapon. Like, unless I'm going into melee, I keep my ranged weapon out the whole time. Ravage dart here.
Where at? Oh, good hidey hole. You have a lot of ammo too, I take it.
I have an ability that regenerates my ammo when I kill something.
Oh, wow.
Ah, so there's one of the tomes.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's one of the later abilities for this class because she's so heavily dependent. I mean, to give you an example, a headshot with my bow does like 2,000 damage. A headshot with my dual swords, that's a power attack headshot, so the slow version of headshot, yeah, is about 1,000.
Wow. So most of them aren't even graphic mods. You actually use mods that are soul gems, which makes the soul gems only take souls their size. Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Having corpses pile up and get laid waste to, sort of like piles of corpses, would be interesting, but it would become awkward if they had collision, and if they didn't have collision, it would just be weird.
Right, I agree. Rat ogre. I'm still waiting for this. Oh, there he is. Oh, hi.
Oh
mage.
god. Lots of
Oh,
specials.
hi. Oh boy. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna keep hitting it hard in the butt with my shield and sword and my hammer. Oh, now he's not. Now he doesn't like me because I've been strong hitting him the entire time.
Oof. Glad I have a potion.
There we go.
Salnexia says the mod manager isn't as clean as using Twitch though. Are you using Nexus mods? Nexus mods manager.
I need some ammo, but at the same time, if I run out of ammo, then I become stronger.
Oh, is that one of your abilities?
That is one of my abilities now. So I might as well just use up my ammo. And now I'm strong. I think I gained like a 20% attack. Oh, hello, there's a dude I can't shoot now because I used up my... so I used up my ammo. I mean, I wanted to make sure that I beat Skyrim first before I started throwing mods in there, which I was happy that I did. But once I did that, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to throw mods in everywhere. Potion of Strength? Yes, please. If I wasn't strong enough already.
It's dead already.
There's a Chaos Warrior, though.
I'm not so good at dealing with them. You're using mod organizer. I think Nexus mod is the Nexus launcher is slightly better for managing mods for Skyrim. That just could be personal preference.
Yeah, that's true. That does seem to work out pretty well. I haven't played Skyrim in years. I know there's a lot more to it now. Skyrim VR would be pretty interesting, but I don't know how sluggish it is.
Actually, like Skyrim VR, having played Skyrim VR on my friend's VR set, pretty decent. Oh, loot dice, loot dice, loot dice, loot dice, loot dice. Loot rat. Where'd the loot rat go? Got him. Loot die. Dang it. Well, I picked up the loot die.
Okay, I got him, I got him, I got him.
Thank you.
Oh, now I got ammo somewhere. I got one shot. Hello, shot. Got him. Oh, hi. You're walking towards me still.
Double swords. Oh, do you know about tapping space to do sort of like side steps and things?
Just to jump? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know about that, but it's kind of that's helpful.
Good when the big things are charging you.
Yeah, that way you don't have to just run backwards.
We've a fire out to deal with, mayflies.
Trying to figure out who he's referring to whenever he says Dory. Graphics aren't high on your list of priorities. I understand that.
Dory,
It's
I
more
believe,
about
is
the
me.
game. You're Dory?
Yeah, I think I'm Dory.
Oh, okay. I was trying to shoot him, and he got to me first.
Oh, you missed! Do you earn much money as a professional soldier?
The moment when I instinctively hit R to reload. You don't understand how to install an EMB for Skyrim, so graphics are... Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it in such a long time that I'd have to look into like updating all that stuff and reading all that stuff as well.
Down here.
I have a tome. Awesome.
I hear a storm, sorcerer.
That's not creepy at all. Oh, there you are.
So this is where one of the kind of
There it is. Monumentally foul.
missions comes in. So this is a shrine to the god Nurgle.
Are you sleepy, mayflies? We've work to do.
And our objective is to basically like destroy it.
And how do we do that?
Basically, we have to find the 3 sets of Nurgle rot tendrils and destroy the festering pustules.
Well, that's an imagery, isn't it? That's some good imagery just with that language. Then again, I shouldn't talk. I did some nasty stuff today, so... It's the line of work.
Yep.
Oh, hey, there's a tendril.
Yep, if we follow the tendril along, we'll see the pustules.
Ah, I see.
Just don't stand in the acid.
It's fine. I'll get over it. So that's the one we just did. Oh, hi.
A dead Pagmaster is a sight for song.
Yeah, someone got caught, shall we say.
You never really understood trying to get that. I understand. I mean, like, it goes over my head, too. Figure it out, please. Just tell me what to do, and I'll deal with it. I do like to research things and figure stuff out myself, though. Because it's not like a pride thing by any means. It's more so just saying, oh yeah, it's another means of being able to say that I figure something out myself. Stop that.
Stop what?
The Gatling mat. He was firing at me, and so I said, stop that, and shot him in the face. I think that's pretty appropriate.
Yep. Sounds
Here's
good to me.
another thing. So we're gonna follow that. We have to go up in order to follow it.
Here come more of the Wazzicks. Globadier,
And this is where they start getting a bit sneaky with the pustules. Like sometimes you have to climb up on stuff and shoot over fences into areas you can't walk anymore.
Well, I'm gonna whack you. Whack you to Timbuktu, buddy. No, but today, what did I do all today? I had a couple surgeries in the took a mass out of an eyelid, which I'm hoping is just a benign mass and not a true cancerous melanoma, but it kind of looked really nasty. Pulled another mass out of the same dog's mouth, but that was definitely benign. That was just like excess gum tissue growth, essentially. And then had a bunch of random appointments, had a dog that was eating raw food diet, and the owner couldn't figure out why he was having diarrhea. I'm like, well, you wonder why, bud.
You're feeding it raw food and it's not used to it. So
Exactly, and it's a puppy, so it's already sensitive as is. So just don't.
Yeah, like
And I talked to him about, yeah.
if you've given it the right opportunity to develop the necessary bacteria and things to do it, then yeah, that's fine. It's like
It's better off, I agree, but it's not the best because these particular diets are often do not have research behind them to indicate that they're truly well balanced. And I proved it to him. I said, hey, this is not a balanced diet. How can I say that? Because I know what a label should say and what's considered a balanced diet for a puppy, nutritional wise, in terms of percentages that they report. Oh, our guy needs help. So I kind of convinced him, like, this is not good. And these are the things I look for when I'm actually talking about diets for animals. And so after that, it was all fine and dandy. I'm ready to head on after all my appointments and things. And then I get a call that a horse, a Belgian, is 2 weeks early and she's aborting her foal.
oh shit.
And so I had to go and help the main doctor, who's on call this weekend. I went and helped, and we tried to pull it, but it was already dead. So we just, unfortunately, had to perform a phlebotomy to get to save the mare.
Yeah.
So, is what it is.
It's not pleasant, but like it's a case of better save one than lose both.
Yeah, the foal was already passed, so we had to just do it. And it was whether or not the thing had to be taken to C-section to get the foal out, but luckily we could. Luckily, both the older vet and myself are cattle people, so we have a lot of equipment for phlebotomies, which is when you're inside the uterus of the mother, but you're cutting up the fetus in order to get parts out.
Charming.
Yeah, but basically that's what it is. You're cutting up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it.
You're cutting it up so that it can come out without destroying the mother's uterus by trying to take the entire thing out all at once. So that's what it is, and we did it, and you know the mom should be okay. There's a chance that part of her uterus ruptured, but flea bum, yes. So yes, I am. If you weren't there, it would have been worse. I mean, I hope so. I hope that I'm doing more good than harm. At the end of the day, that's all I can ask for. Yeah, I'm not saying that I did a bad job by any means, and it's just like it was just a fun day because of interesting surgeries and things, and things that keep you going. And I'm not on call this weekend, so hey,
excellent.
It is excellent. Because it's 9:41, and at this time normally I'd be calling it in, but I don't have to do that. Oh look, ninjas playing Fortnite. Who would have thought? Amaranth is doing ASMR. Who would have thought? I didn't even know what ASMR was.
And most of the stuff that's listed as ASMR is not ASMR.
Nice weather today.
ASMR, what's the acronym stand for?
It's the auditory something mesoganglial response. Oh, sorry, autonomous sensory meridian response.
I unlocked the flamethrower. I see that. I have Drake fire pistol. Is that what you're talking about? No.
The Drake fire pistol? No, I don't think so.
Drake fire pistols, iron breaker. Let me go to the armory and see what we got. You unlock the flamethrower. I unlocked the flamethrower. Let's see. Do I have the flamethrower? There's a war pickaxe. Let's see what.
If you collect 9 pieces of ravaged art, it's one of the event missions. How come most of the ASMR streamers wear low-cut tops? Because ASMR is another excuse for camgirling.
More or less. Alright, so here's the Drake gun. Is that the thing? Drake fire pistols, Drake gun, Drake fire pistols, Drake gun.
Grab one of them and give it a go.
The Drake, well, I can't use them because I'm not an iron breaker.
You should be able to switch to Iron Breaker now.
Where would I find that?
Press Escape.
Okay.
Go to Hero Selection.
Oh, I see. So then this is Ironbreaker. Oh, so I'm still
Dwarf.
a dwarf, but I have the ability to switch to other equipment. I see.
And you also have different special abilities. So the base dwarf has survivalist. Specials drop ammo pickups on death more often. And disengage. Barden deploys a smoke bomb as his special. And as the Ironbreaker, you've got completely absorb 1 hit every 20 seconds. So you'll basically get 1 hit worth of invulnerability every 20 seconds.
I see.
And impenetrable. Your F ability taunts all man-sized enemies and gives you a defensive bonus for 10 seconds.
Extra stamina shield, shield block and push angle will increase effectiveness of blocks and pushes, and also get more HP. Well, I'm not too worried about HP at the moment. Okay. So now I have this.
What will your kid...
You're a dwarf, but with many more armors.
Yeah,
I also
pretty
want
much.
to charge this up. Charge it up, charge it up. I can do that too.
Mine's more of a sniper version, but yes.
Okay, I like it. And I got a glowy pickaxe.
So that leaves you with... Oh, that's a nice pickaxe. Yeah, that's one of the ones from the tabletop game. They can be equipped... Ironbreakers can be equipped with armor-piercing pickaxes.
I see.
The Righteous Stand. It's another
There's
one of your
a lot of
missions.
fire in one room. Yes, it is. I agree. But is it ever enough fire? That is the question that remains unanswered.
On the tabletop game, the flamethrower units were called Iron Drakes. Yeah, they were a variant of the Ironbreaker class.
Did you ever use Tabletop Simulator? Because I have that, but I've never really used it.
Yeah, I've used Tabletop Simulator. I ran a whole YouTube D&D campaign on it, or
Oh, really?
D20 campaign on it.
That'd be fun. Because I've had a handful of handful of times where I've had friends where I've joined in on their D&D campaigns, but it would be like a one-time event, and then we'd never be able to get back together.
Mm.
So I've made a character once or twice over, but I don't really have much experience playing aside from the time that I used to play a lot of Neverwinter.
Yeah.
And that kind of gave me an idea of how things worked.
Mm.
But then I stopped playing Neverwinter. My previous girlfriend was a gamer, so she and I played that all the time. And then, yeah.
One thing I'd say with the video games of D&D, it makes people very stat-focused.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in reality, like with D&D, you can be very, very kind of, like, you can get through whole campaigns without ever really fighting anything.
Yeah, you can, well, depending on your dungeon master, yes. You can work around those things.
And also, like, as a dungeon master, I usually talk to people about whether or not they want to go fightless or whether they want to go full combat. Because I don't mind doing a campaign which is all about just the fighting and the stats, but I like storyline campaigns a lot.
Yep. Too many ranged people. I get to whack a guy. There we go. Now my bloodlust is fulfilled. Oh, I like it. When I kill something, it does a little... Oh, hi, pig. This pig is invincible. Or maybe I killed it and it's just standing up. Yeah, I think it's just that. So now you're playing the fire mage.
Yes. A good DM definitely makes the campaign. And it also depends on kind of like what kind of campaign you want to run, or what kind of campaign you want to play.
Yeah.
So that was the location of the first tome, was up on that cart on the left.
There's a purple thing over here. What are you?
Potion.
You're a concentration. Potion. Oh, they're coming from behind. I think my range went up with this pickaxe.
Yeah, because it's a double-hander.
Oh, ogre.
Was that Chaos Worshipper T-posing to assert dominance over you? Probably.
You know what will work in this situation?
What?
A flamethrower. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's helping quite a bit here. He's not happy with me though.
Done deal, Sienna. Bloody tough these rat ogres.
Oh, you poor thing. Need a nap, perhaps? Can you
So I'm
not
carrying the
sense
tome.
it? Like dung-coated fingers dragging.
Damn it. How's the heat gauge? That's exactly how the heat gauge mechanic works, Bakasura. If you overcharge the heat gauge, you explode. So you have infinite. If you have infinite ammo for your mage weapon, but you explode if you overuse it. Now, admittedly, your explosion does damage to enemies around you.
Let me charge up my little thing here.
Take one of the two opening gates.
Okay.
The fire mage is very good for stunning. For instance, I can do an AoE stun with my fire.
Oh, I'm stuck. I'm being pulled in by this witch thing.
That's okay, I got you.
Thank you. Oh, they're wearing green now. I didn't realize it was ordinary time in the church.
Plague monks.
Who is you? You
Yeah.
burned.
I tend to go down a lot on the low difficulties, as the fire mage. I tend to go down a lot as the low difficulties of fire mage because I just tend to spam shit.
I don't really have ammo.
Ammo here.
I don't really have ammo just as a weapon.
Oh yes, of course.
Charge.
Yeah, you have the charging thing.
Always need more fire.
Yes.
Through
Additional
the fire
fire.
and the flames, we carry on.
And so the next book is in here. On the right hand side. So
Go over here somewhere. No, that's the entrance. Okay. Quit your climbing. You have to stay down. Oh, there's a purple.
Failed gas rat. Death is too good for you.
So where's the? It's around here somewhere, isn't it? Dragon Force reference, I approve. Yes, that was a good song.
I thought the
The
tome was in
fire
here.
and the flames, we carry on.
The fire and the flames carry on. Nice.
And so I always listen to a lot of a variety of music, a large variety of music. However, I will admit that a number of the rock songs that I know first came from me playing like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I did further research afterwards to figure out why they thing and like where they came from, but a lot of them did stem from that.
I have
Arrows, black powder, it's all here.
a wide variety of musical tastes as well.
Don't get overwhelmed.
The heck is that noise? Oh, these guys. Burn, you fools, burn! Okay, here we go. Ooh, glowy green thing. You should get that, dude.
And let's just fire down these guys. Oh yes, I can trade HP for cooling down my heat meter. I forgot about that.
Yes, it is the door. Good job. Good job.
There are whole sections of this one that look like all the other ones, all the other sections. So there is a tome over here. If you come back this way.
Yeah.
No, back
Wait,
this way.
where are you?
Up here.
I keep thinking of the archer for some reason.
And drop down here. We have Le Tome.
I'm already carrying one, though.
Well, I came to get it, but that's the second Le Tome location.
Yeah.
Aid for the ailed.
I see you, little hook rat.
Shalia's gifts here.
Ooh, where was he?
Who's that?
The guy who picked up the Ravaged Art.
Yeah, but which one is that? He's over
It's...
here. I have it here. It's over here.
Ah, right.
Looking forward to this. This. We've away from
Up and around.
the same.
Yeah, I just had to deal with a couple of ratties. I like Sid Metal. I've been
Sid metal? What is that?
I have no idea. I presume synthesized metal?
I have a friend of mine who I used to use his music a little bit. He creates a lot of more electronic music, a lot of trap music. He lives out in San Jose, and he's pretty good at it. So I've used some of his original tracks that he made over with his permission, of course. But yeah, if he comes out with more stuff, I always check it out to see how he's doing. Oh. Alright, well, I'm just gonna hang out here where these guys keep jumping up. Oh boy. Oh, he didn't like me being there.
I miss my health regen powers. I am stuck in a corner.
Yeah, me too. I need to move because this guy's after me now. Woo! Woo! And I'm on fire. Climbing up the ladder. Well, that worked.
I mean, as far as music goes, like, pretty much anything, really.
You have 3 streams going and you're not sure which down. Which ones, well, what other streams are you watching then? I must know. Do we want? No then? Okay.
The Grimoire puzzle or Grimoire jumping thing was back there, but everyone ran off past the next objective point.
Thank goodness there's an incendiary grenade next to this altar. That works out well. I mean, that's where I keep my grenades. No one would expect it. There's a lot of HP stuff here.
Yeah, I know. I was just sort of seeing if anyone was going to come and get the tome.
Oh, I should turn that off before I saw a giant skull and I'm like, that's not something I should do. Okay, there we go.
Let's hope they've not taken the bells.
PoE hardcore leveling. PoE, what is that?
Path of Exile.
Oh, I haven't played that before. Oh hey, it's a statue of me.
Sort of.
It's totally me. I just don't even question it. It's totally me. Why did we ring the bell? Why couldn't we just not?
Because we kind of need to.
Fire! More! Oh, okay. Fire! More fire! Ah! Ah! Fire!
Wow, she set off Seek and didn't kill a single special. That's kind of sad.
What does that do?
Seek is the 3 tracking arrows.
Ah. Whoa, there's some magical light coming on this hammer. okay. Ooh, oh, whoa, whoa, Spitfire, rats will burn. The sewers will smell terrible with fire tonight, and burnt meat.
Cooked rat.
Cooked, well, yeah, cooked rat is nasty.
Have you ever eaten cooked rat?
I admit to.
Well, I suppose you are a vet.
Half the time I'm just like, what is it that I'm eating right now? Oh. Hey, hold. Okay, let's see what else we got. There's a lot of rare, weird stuff and souls flying into this. Oh my gosh. Is that Thor?
He's the mighty Thor.
Yeah. I don't even know what he's summoning, but he's definitely doing something, and the rats aren't.
I really don't agree with using a special to clear horde enemies.
Oh, it's getting real. Something's about to happen. Don't know what. Oh, it just instantly killed everything?
Yeah, a little kind of wave of power.
Can I take that hammer with me?
You just want the giant stone hammer from the statue. I mean,
I was hoping I could land on top of it. Oh well. I do want that hammer.
Romoret wants to land on the giant spiky pit. Mm-hmm. Yep, totally.
I'm a dwarf. I can take it.
Spike straight to the dwarf butt.
Oh, someone else just started streaming. Who started streaming just now?
Do you have like a stream alert thing?
On my phone, yeah.
Ooh.
Someone was streaming Apex. I don't know who. On for YouTube.
Mm.
If you download the YouTube gaming app, it'll show who's streaming based on your subscriptions. Who is it? Oh no, it's me. The
App decided to tell you.
The whatchamahoosit is thumbnail decided not to change even though I told it to.
That's one of the problems I have with YouTube. I mean, I also have the problem with Twitch not updating as well, but...
Yeah. I do want that hammer. Can I have the hammer? I would appreciate having the hammer. The hammer and I, we go way back. It's just like, you know, hammer time and all that. Time. Alright. Close you, and then I got a couple more missions to go, and then we'll be done with this little tidbit. Twitch mission. What? Whoa, good job, buddy.
Did you set this mission?
I did.
How so, Sienna?
That's my next thing.
I see.
But that...
Oh, then you fade into non-existence.
I like that there's more illusions being given out now.
What do they do exactly?
Illusion is just so basically when you get a weapon,
Yeah.
one of the things it can have is it can have a little purple swirl in the corner, and that's an illusion. And to give you an example, I actually have one here.
Well, I have one. Mine is equipped as well. It's an illusion.
So now, if you have a look at this sword I'm holding,
Yep.
this is a non-illusioned sword called a fire sword. If I take the illusioned fire sword, and there we go, I now have a much posher sword.
Mm-hmm. This apparently is an illusion axe.
It does look quite posh.
Yes.
I'm assuming the base axe is not nearly as posh looking.
Take your time. That's what our enemies are doing.
Barding, back in Uber's right, you never answered Kruber's question. How a whole dwarf hold can get lost.
I don't know what the question was going to be. We'll never know at this point.
The question was, how did a whole dwarf hold get lost?
How did a whole dwarf horde get lost?
Hold, as in keep castle.
Oh, I
Hold.
see.
How did a whole dwarf hold get lost?
Oh, well, it was quicksand. It was quicksand.
I can imagine that would work.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really built. We're underground, so we're not built on the best structure anyway. You think further down you go, the better you be, but it's not actually true. They decided that they were going to build a hold because we needed a foothold or a keep or like a little area outpost in the desert realm, and I told them that was a bad idea, but they didn't listen to me, and then it fell down into this quicksand, and then they built it again, and then it fell down and it sank into the quicksand, and they built a third one, and then that burned over, fell down, and then fell into the quicksand, but the fourth one stayed up.
Ah, I see.
I hope someone gets that reference. I don't think anyone's gonna get that reference.
I don't get that reference off the top of my head.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah, I
When
have.
they're talking about the swamp castle. Like, they told me it'd be a stupid idea to build a castle in the swamp. The first one fell into the swamp. Second one fell into the swamp. Third one burned down, fell over, and then sank into the swamp. Stayed up.
I have seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but I was not a big fan. I was never a big fan of actual, like, and this is sacrilegious for someone who's British to say, I was never a big fan of Monty Python.
No, that's perfectly fine. I mean, I enjoyed their TV show, and a lot of people didn't even know that there actually is a TV show and a number of other movies that they have. But they had a couple of really good bits. I won't say that everything about them was good, because it's true. Some things are crude, some things are a bit messed up.
The thing that got to me was the kind of lol so random humour of some of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, this person was so close to the health tonic, but it didn't work out for her. That's what we gotta get.
Oh shit! Oh
strongest
shit!
Castle in the English island. What is it? Oh, hi. A bile troll. Well, this is a bad place for a bile troll.
I mean, we all kind of piled on it.
Yeah, that parrot was not dead. It was just sleeping. I'm glad that Flea Bum gets the references and not just the movie references, but the show references. Because I've watched a lot of their show too. I make a lot of references. It's just when no one is there to watch the stream. It's like laughing to myself. Good times. Hey, you crazy?
Only a little bit.
Only a little. Oh, I mean, yeah, a little bit of crazy. You have to be. You almost have to be. Hey guys, having a meeting? Cool, can I come?
Where's the gutter runner?
Where's that? Oh, you guys
Oh.
took the high road.
Goddamn kill stealing.
What are you talking about?
All
I
of
don't
the
know what you're talking about.
all of the ranged
Oh.
guys were all shooting it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what
Now,
you're talking about.
if my usual bad luck prevails, we're about to get a chaos spawn.
Didn't we just have a bile spawn?
Yeah, we just had a bile troll, but
Look,
I have
he
bad
likes
luck.
He likes the Monty Python shows. Kudos to me. Thank you very much. Of whatever it is you desire. I mean, I need to watch more of them. But now for something completely different, we need to continue on with our quest here.
So many, let's try
A crude sight for
Can I climb up this ladder? Yes, I can.
So this is kind of teaching you how the rest of this is going to go. There's a symbol above a button, and the door with that symbol on it opens. And this is kind of like, this is about to happen in a more complicated way. It's kind of like a little bit of like mini tutorial.
Okay. North maintenance shaft. Oh, hello. Oh, now he's dead. Oh, well, okay, fine. Let go. Okay, so, we go here.
I loathe followers of Nurgle. Oh, as do I.
It was tongue-in-cheek humor, yeah.
A lot of it was tongue-in-cheek humour, yes.
Oh, hey!
Loot rat, 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 loot rat.
They're invariably so sodden.
It was kind of stuck because the door's closed. So you can see now we've got a door with a symbol on it.
Picked all the fun
Yeah.
out of it.
Find the thing.
Down under here there's going to be 3 buttons with different symbols, and there's 3 doors. So if you go down and go to the buttons, I will give you the symbols when you get down there. There will be opponents.
I see. Okay. So I got this one here.
So first one is upside down triangle.
Yep.
Second one, once I get a look at the door, is a circle with a Christian cross.
Okay. I can't click on. Oh, now I can.
And the last one is...
The little eye claw
Yeah.
thing.
I call it the squid.
That will work too.
There we go.
How did you know the order? Oh, because of the doors.
Yeah. That's what I
What
had
happens if you do it in the wrong order, though?
to... basically nothing happens.
Ah, I see.
Seems my flame for the hotter ratty.
But there's like a cooldown on everything, so...
Yeah, I think it's this way. Kazaki blue.
Oh shit. Oh, I'm glad I got my sword up in time.
Oh, hi.
Your flamethrower seems to be very good against armored targets.
It is. Because it actually stuns them quite a little. So I'm appreciative of it.
Elixir there.
As well as stunning them, it also just seems to bypass a lot of their damage reduction.
Oh, a little altar made out of flesh.
So, there's a tome over around the back here, I think. Yeah.
Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. Having a ball. Don't stop me now if you want to have a good time. Just
Yeah.
play with Droid all the time. Don't stop me now.
still reckon this Chalier of yours can do with a good axe. Mallet's closed down.
I got the tome. It's in my pocket.
It's worth kind of like almost like power leveling a single character in this game to a certain extent. Because as you level up and do sort of higher level missions, higher difficulty missions, things like that, you get like higher level loot. Now, other characters can't use your weapons, your high level weapons, but other characters can use your high level trinkets. So right now, like, this character has only ever done recruit level missions, and so should only have level 100 equipment. But I've got a level 160 something trinket on because I've got the trinkets from my Carillion character.
I see. No, I want the tune. Tome. Have I been playing Twitch Sings? No, I don't have that. Am I actually, is that just a bunch of people recording themselves singing? I don't know. There are certain, like, I would consider myself to be baritone, but can do some tenor.
I consider myself to be bad.
I can't hit bass. Oh, I mean, I used to be a musician, not to the extent of like making a big living out of it, but in high school and middle school and a little bit of oh, I can't get back up here. All right, in high school and middle school, a little bit of college, I played the cello and I played in orchestras and string quartets and things, and we did do gigs and we did make a decent amount of money. It's a sign up, like Let's Dance, but for singing, you sign up and then days. What does it require? Is my question. What does it require?
Let someone help you, wizard.
I guess, does it require a certain system or something, or you just kind of pick the songs and play in front of a mic?
Not bad singing
Droid
too,
would be
but karaoke.
fantastic at it.
No, I'm actually central tone deaf. So it's strange. I can sing low tone and I can sing high tone, but if I try and sing central tone, I go flat immediately.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most songs are done in central tone because that's where most people's talking voices are.
Right.
I'll be over at 10, you told me time and again, but you're late. I wait around and then move up to the door. I can't wait anymore. It's not you. You let me down again.
Da da da.
Baby, baby, I try to find a little time, and I'll take you every. I'll be home. I'll be beside the one waiting for you. Now, there is a puzzle for a grimoire in this room. I don't know it.
Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Alright, back to the axe we go. Oh no, I've been hooked, line and sinker. Thank you. Strength tome.
So yes, somewhere in here there is a puzzle that gives you access to a grimoire.
How would we know what it looks like?
I can't remember. I think it's like... I think there's somewhere where there's like a button or something on the wall. think it might be the back right. Yeah, like this is one of the things that people always kind of do, and I it's like, okay, well, that was done. Ooh.
Assassin, I hear it.
Yeah, good job. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother heard. Question is, I'm not seeing. Ah! Oh, good. A second wave.
Oh.
The first chop is the deepest. Baby, I know my pickaxe belongs in your face. Might have to look it up because I'm honestly not seeing anything.
I think I've found it.
Hold on. I gotta kill these things.
Me too.
Over there?
Yeah.
Trust me with yours a moment. I want to show you something, dwarf.
There's a thing, like you can see there's a hole in the ceiling and there's a thing up there.
But how do we...
Where is the jump to get up there?
There's a rattling close by, you'll see.
So see, Corellian just managed to kind of jump onto this and run up it. I have no idea how though.
There's a runner in the shadows.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do that one.
Through here.
Alright, let's kill these other guys real quick because now we got another horde because we've been sitting here.
Yeah, and I have no idea how to do that. We just might as well move on, it's just a grimoire.
Just a grimoire, how dare you?
No sense leaving that hole behind.
Unless...
There's something here, maybe?
Watch yourselves. There's a gas rack in here. Well, I tried my step. I think it's this way.
Gas rack's behind us.
Ah,
There's a hook rat coming for us.
Chop them to bloody pieces.
you see where I am?
Now, 1 second.
Goddess. It means to kill us as it dies.
There we go. Yeah.
this is not the right path for... Is it down here? Yes. Grimoire.
Ooh.
It's in this
We did
chest.
it, we did it.
So
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
this is where you come down, not where you go up.
I see.
You have to go up round that back route.
Oh, well, they're back.
Of course. Later on, the being captured by things gets really nasty because the tick damage you get while captured is insane.
Yeah, it's very annoying. Heal up just a little bit, and then grab the tome. Good to go. So it's a Twitch app. That's good. I love to sing. Ba 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 ba. You need to be on fire. Fire.
And this
Well, if you
is
insist.
another tome.
Let me heal.
It's like,
Bring him on.
Down it is.
Around the back of this altar.
okay, hold on, I'm dealing with the dude.
That's okay. I've already picked it up, but just so you know. But yeah,
Okay.
round the back of this altar on this table is a tome.
Neat. Now we have two.
Yep.
And a grimoire. That's good for our
Loot.
loot indeed. My precious. Suenya. Goodbye. Well, that did it.
Goddess. That's a gas flow.
Let's just take out our Globadia. Not a problem.
I can't shoot these guys from here.
You can't shoot those guys at all.
Oh.
They are part
I throw a
of...
bomb at them?
Yeah, they are part... You see they've got kind of like the shield around them?
Well,
that's...
cheap.
Yeah, this is what we're here to do. We have to get into the circle and basically disrupt it with our energies.
Ah.
And then periodically one of the shields will fail. Try not to stand in the pool of acid.
I try, but sometimes you can't help it. What is this thing in the center that we're trying to stop?
This pool of acid is... well, basically this is a ritual to summon one of the host of Nurgle.
Okay.
Basically,
Stay in the circle.
Yep, stay in the circle, and once kind of it gets to a certain point, one of the shields around one of the casters will fail, and we'll kill one of the casters.
And that slows it down.
Kind of the opposite, like it basically the ticking thing in the center is the ticking bar to when we've stopped the objective.
Well, I'm waiting for this guy's shield to go down.
Keep your eye out for specials like Gatling rats and things, because it's really nasty.
yet. Okay, buddy, your shield has to go down. One more.
Don't let it shoot ya.
Oh, sounds like there might be a Gatler.
Yeah, he's on the far side down underneath.
Dang it. I got surrounded. Oh, thank you very much, dwarf.
Uh-huh. Bridge of Shadows time.
With 2 tomes, a grimoire, and several loot dice. Not bad.
Yeah. And a bomb. Oh, I gotta go up the log.
Trust me with yours a moment. I want to
Woo! The bots in this game aren't too bad.
No, the bots are actually pretty good. They stay with you.
And they also pass you items and just generally are reasonably good.
They did good programming for the bots. Good job, bots. We appreciate you, bots, even if you are the underdog, the one that's unsung hero. Oh, level 13 now. Oh,
Nice. Mission. Tomes. Grimoire. 3 loot dice. And the Gift of Ranald. Ooh, which got me all the way up to a general strongbox.
I got a soldier's strongbox.
Ah, you didn't get as lucky with Ranald or the dice. Tomes.
Oh,
But,
I actually got circles.
yep. Saves and revives.
1 and 1. Yay.
The mission completion, the quick play, and the tomes and grimoires are all set rewards. But the loot dice and Ranald's gift are randomized.
I see.
So it's really bad when you get a terrible Ranald's gift and it's like, I was like a 1/4 millimeter off getting the next level of chest.
Yeah. So if I go over here, there's the challenges.
Ooh.
I can, with the challenges, I can get items, apparently? Claim reward. Emperor's chest. Okay. Weekly, no. Alright, summary, blah, blah, challenges, blah, blah, blah. Complete all hell members, through difficulty. Okay, so we close that.
Yep.
Alright.
And you can do the event ones as well. We're 4 of 9 ravaged art towards getting a flooded crown.
Oh snap. Got 2.
give it
You
a
to go.
rest, Guardian.
What's the matter, son? Don't like my
I might...
Not a soul.
1 second.
Air of cheerfulness.
Cancelling the mission for a second. I'm just going to switch over to my elf just so that... because this mission's quite difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to swap to Elfie. So rig us up again.
Yep.
Just because Alfie, basically a level 29 character with decent weapons, kind of guarantees, not 100% guarantees, but kind of guarantees a decent chance at victory.
Yep. Which we always appreciate, having a decent chance of. Let's see, so
Those bile trolls ain't
tomorrow
Rock blood
I am
source
going to be
feeds
working
in some
primarily on
places
house,
churn 'em out.
and then I have a
Disrupt the whole
gala
operation with a
slash
bloody big
auction
bang.
night to go to in the evening.
That's right.
Ooh, posh.
Yeah.
Powder to get
It is
the
very
job done.
posh,
I
very
know there's
posh
more
indeed.
than enough fireworks
I can't
to
afford
light
any of the
the
things that they're auctioning off, but it's
so
for the
use
local
what you
4-H.
find and put an end to this
So a lot of the people in the community and in the county are just auctioning off things because they have money and they know the
If Luna
majority of
wants
the
this done,
proceeds
why
go
is he
to
sat on his
the
fat
4-H
ass
kids.
while we're out here in the cold?
So
Inclement weather or not,
I was
the
invited by
mine has a
the
full
main doctor
reputation.
who's
Be on your guard.
been in the area and been servicing the animals of the 4-H for 45 years. So he's well to do and well known. And I'm just at his table. And I'm like, hey guys, I just bought a house and I have loans.
Do well
Not
to
gonna-
follow their ales.
I'm not gonna
They
do
reek
that.
of plague. Kill them quickly.
Whoa, that was a big drop.
That drop has been softened because that used to be able to kill you if you fell.
You mean business, I'll give you that.
2 bombs.
That slicker there's no match on us.
I've never had money. This is one of the sad things. Is like I see all these people talking about, oh, like I'm gonna buy a house when I'm older and things like this. Like I'm never gonna be able to afford to buy a house.
It's a sight for sore.
Yeah, I mean, it's all loans at this point, but still. I recognize that I'll be able to. This particular home is not one to stay in forever. It's one that I'm going to turn around and sell probably the next. I don't see myself being here for more than 10 years max.
I mean, this is one of the things where, like, I used to say to people, it's one of the kind of adages that money breeds money. And it's like, it's true. Like, if you have money, you can buy a house, do it up, and then sell it and make a profit on it. If you have money, you can... Oh, shit, it's a storm vermin.
A roasted storm fiend. Well, that was easy.
This way, onwards. Down here, are you all blind? Sure, we can take the cart, but I'm not pushing you in it, mayflies.
Push me. Push me.
Stand in front of it.
Rattle of a skaven
I'm trying to. I can't get it. I see him. He's back. He's above us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I saved my cash, didn't do all that, and have my own house now. Nice. I would love to be able to save money, but I just don't have any money to save.
Yeah, I have a little bit, but I also have student loans and now house loan. So, and a wedding. So most of these things are gonna be preoccupied at the time.
I mean, to be fair, that's one of the things I quite like about my partner. My partner is a very down-to-earth... Oh, god damn it. Down-to-earth and kind of, not relaxed, but very chill person.
Yeah.
And, like, she has no interest in having, like, a big wedding.
Yeah, the nice thing is our wedding is not going to be at
Fleabum,
large.
I used to do 15-hour, or sorry, I used to do 12-hour night shifts in supported housing dealing with suicidal people. I worked hard. I didn't make enough money to be able to afford a house, unfortunately.
Right.
Like, at the time when I was doing most of my working, like, it just wasn't, like, there were no well-paid jobs. Like, people with degrees were getting minimum wage. And then I had to leave work and go into being a carer for a family member. Now I'm sort of trying to get back into work, but I've been out of work for 4 years, so it's nearly impossible to get back into work.
It never does seem to end either. It's just because, oh, hello. You need to all die.
Well, no, even people who like going through apprenticeship. Like I know someone who was stuck in basically being paid minimum wage in apprenticeship for 4 or 5 years, and then ended up in a minimum wage job. Like, unfortunately, the economic crash caused by the fucking bankers, which no one seems like, everyone's so eager to blame blame all sorts of different problems, all sorts of different things. Where are you going, by the way?
I put the barrels in the thing.
Yeah, and then the thing went down the hill.
Ah. Oh, come on. Mouse? Mouse? Okay. Mouse doesn't like me today.
That particular friend of mine, I think, was in... so I know a lot of people have been through apprenticeships. That apprenticeship who ended up on minimum wage after going through apprenticeship was, I think, beautician.
Alright.
But the thing is, Fleabum, is like, I'm talking about going back 8 years or so back to just after the banking crisis, basically, and pretty much every job was paid minimum wage.
Right. It's unfortunate because the jobs can't afford more, and therefore we can't afford more. You don't get paid as much, and then the market just keeps going up and up and up.
Can you not taste the poison of the
I
wind?
don't know. What I basically realize is that there's a lot taking place in this first year of me starting out. So I recognize that I am going to more likely not break even, or if not be negative this, just because of wedding and house and other things like that. But assuming I can keep my job, which I hope I can, and things go relatively well, and I can make production, then I will actually have a savings for once. Which would be nice. And then I'll come visit. I'll need to know where to go visit, but I will go visit the Bad Wolf and the Droid.
Trades that are required saw little downturn. Yes and no, Fleabum. I kind of, to a certain extent, disagree with you that trades saw no downturn. I know plenty of people who, especially larger companies, rather than like independent traders. And the thing is, like, companies could afford to pay more than they did, but companies saw it as a great excuse of being like, oh well, banking crisis, we don't have to pay people as much because we can basically have an excuse.
Right. And a lot of big banks and big companies are actually taking advantage of those excuses in order to take advantage of the middleman, or the little man, so to speak. Like, my parents actually, taxes are being filed and tax days coming up here in the U.S. April 15th. And so their taxes were all in order, but we switched. They switched one of their investors. Some of their investments, they switched their accountants that they relied on, because the accountant was lying to my family. So they switched, which, I mean, I would too. However, the accountants got vindictive and changed some of the paperwork involved with their taxes. And instead of breaking even or getting an actual tax return, now my parents own $18,000 to Uncle Sam because of this vindictive accountant who was upset that they changed companies.
So, my only question with that is, surely, like, tax law is tax law. So, surely a new accountant would be able to basically remedy that by being like, well, no, these are wrong, these are wrong, these are wrong.
Yeah, and so essentially what it was is, that based on what I had last heard earlier today, it was trying a legal issue. However, it would be the legal issue of these companies saying, yeah, we did wrong, but we're not going to do anything about it because we can afford all these extra lawyers and all these sort of things that in order to get the thing done, but my parents wouldn't be able to for something like this. So it's I don't fully understand why something like this happened, but it's not okay.
Nah.
Even if it was just even if it's just a small sum, but not okay.
Being well off is a mixture of hard work, and I'm certainly never going to say that being well off doesn't require hard work. In some people's cases, no. Like in some people's cases, they're born into money and can fuck up as much as they want. But plenty of people work very hard for their money. But regardless of how hard you work, there are plenty of people who work fucking hard and end up penniless. There is a major element of luck involved in pretty much anything.
What? Well, that took him down pretty quickly. I do like the flamethrower.
Right place, right time, who you know. Exactly, Fleabum. And then you just get people who are just ridiculously self-assured and ridiculously kind of got ridiculously lucky in life, and they go, oh, well, I'm self-made. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You've had a lot got work for you. Oh, boy.
Well, the most recent one was there was a woman who's a model who was claiming in some magazine that she was proud to show women that they can be self-made millionaires. And it's like, your daddy was a multi-millionaire lawyer.
Yep.
You are not a you are not a self-made millionaire. And you're a model. Your millionaireness comes from basically pure fucking luck of how good you looked.
And having someone find you and basically sponsor you, yeah. Which, if you had a multi-million-dollar lawyer father, that wouldn't be that hard to make. Like, the connections I have are very minimal. Like, my sister as a practice manager for a local dental, so I get 25% off dental stuff. Like, that's the thing, and I appreciate it. It's great, but is it making me multi-million-dollar money? No, it's not. It saves me 25% on dental. And I'm like, that's sweet.
That's one thing I will say about British medical is even our private stuff isn't as, like, the private stuff in America is ridiculous.
Oh, it is. It's terrible. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And this is one of the things I don't quite understand about, like, the American mentality of, like, I don't want there to be socialized healthcare because I pay for my medicine. It's like, right, but you do realize that because everyone has to pay for their own medicine, there is no socialized healthcare. There's no impetus on companies to have to charge a reasonable amount because otherwise people will go to socialized healthcare. Like the fact that anyone, regardless of who they are, can go to the NHS means that our private medical companies have to charge an amount that's reasonable, or else people just won't use them.
And unfortunately, not everyone actually is paying for all their health care either. What it comes down to is the people who cannot afford the health care that they are, or people who cannot afford their health bills or the hospital bills, the hospitals then charge the people who can in order to make up that money.
See, no. See, this is a common misnomer. Is that this is a common misnomer that American health bills are so expensive because some people don't pay their way. No. If you go back to the original point when basically American hospitals were semi-socialized healthcare, because America did have a point where hospitals were basically free at the point of use. Amputations used to cost, like an amputation of a limb would cost at the time, and admittedly like inflation and things like that, but amputation of a limb would cost like $400 or $500, right? It was literally the sort of month that, or the year that health insurance was created in America, and health insurance companies started lobbying hospitals, that it went from $400 to $4,000 over the course of less than a year. Like, the actual costs you guys pay for your health care, it's like, even if only one person paid the requested amount, it would pay for 10 people's medical procedures.
It is absolutely ridiculous. What can you do?
Like, you work as a veterinarian.
Yes.
You see the costs of medications and things coming in.
Yes, and then the markups associated with it, and insurance and how that works as well.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, with human insurance in America, it's been taken to, like, it's what you see on markups and insurance levies and things like that, taken to ridiculous proportions, like thousands upon thousands of percent markup at each stage.
And they can get away with it too, which is ridiculous. Because I'm not against the idea. I know politics, but I'm not against the idea of certain things being controlled and certain things being a little bit more even keel when it comes to like socialist healthcare. And I think the idea of just socialism, what people freak out about, the word itself.
Yeah.
Because then they associate it with communism, and then we think about the too and all in Cold War, and people just get too wound up about that sort of thing.
But the funny thing is, I don't even see the NHS as being a necessity from a socialist point of view. I'm certainly socialist in the degree that I believe that pretty much everyone has the right to like reasonable healthcare. But beyond that, I don't even look at the NHS as a socialist thing. If we didn't have the NHS, we'd have the same problem as America. The insurance companies would be able to set whatever fucking price they wanted and force the hospitals to charge people who didn't have insurance that price.
Pretty much.
But because we have the NHS, and the NHS is controlled, insurance companies can't basically go to the ridiculous degrees of being 20 times the cost of what the NHS sets the cost at, because people would notice. But in America, because you don't have that, people don't notice. But even then, people say like Medicaid in America was a failed system. Really? If you look at the charges that were levied against Medicaid patients, an uninsured person was paying about £5,000 for an arm cast, for like a bone setting operation. An insurance company was paying about $2,000 for a bone setting operation, and a Medicaid charge was $1,000. And $1,000 is actually much closer to what a bone setting operation actually costs in the long run.
Yeah, I just hope some things get figured out one of these days. But unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot of Do you
What
charge
will your
more for
kinsfolk
insurance
be
pet
thinking?
care than
What with you out
care
here when
provided
they're
people
surely
without
having wars
insurance?
of their own?
Do you charge more for insurance pet care than care
Oh, I
provided to
agree that
people
one
without
smelly
insurance? No, no.
tooth
So
another, but
I had to read it again to make sure I understood the question. So when it comes to pet insurance, a lot of people don't actually know that there is pet insurance available. And depending on where you get it from, but pet insurance in and of itself is actually relatively inexpensive. A lot of the veterinary medicine aspect of
We've troubled
medicine,
Elmgard.
procedural
Our
care,
Crossbows,
routine care, it's
Hailsburg has
relatively
started to
inexpensive compared
summon
to
a
human
plague
medicine.
mist
Like,
large enough
how
to
much
cover
does
the
it
whole
cost to go to the
town.
doctor?
For the Northlanders,
Assuming
back to
you
the
didn't have
rescue.
insurance
There's a
for you as a
guildsman's
human to
lift
go
for the
do your
winter's
physical
place
exam
near
and
his
get any
base
sort of
in
vaccine or
Wales.
up-to-date lab
Shames
work
the
that you needed to
weather
do.
showing.
Um,
Ending that thieving
well,
lot
if
by
my insurance
bringing
didn't
the
cover that
officers
routine
in.
stuff, I don't know, going to the doctor for 15, 30-minute consultation physical exam would be 200 some dollars, I would assume.
Yeah.
Whereas I charge for my basic physical exam and talking to people for a good 30 minutes, I charge $48.
Mm.
And it's something and other people do things differently. My clinic is very cheap, not cheap in a bad way, but we're in a lower what's the word I'm looking for?
Low income
We're
area.
lower income community, yes.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. We have a lot larger clientele, lower prices, so they kind of just matches. Makes sense. Find your way down to the terraces, okay?
But for instance, in the UK, I choose to have private dental.
Yes.
Because NHS dental is one of the slower and more awkward parts of NHS medical care.
And that's the good thing is you can actually choose to not have that. You're not required to, well, yeah, you're not required, basically.
Now, when I do get my next job and I am paying national insurance, will part of my national insurance go towards dental NHS care? Yeah. Does that bother me? No. Because the very fact that I have, or the very fact that I'm paying towards that dental NHS care means that my dental coverage, which covers fillings, basic root canals, twice a year checkup and a twice a year professional cleaning, my medical insurance costs me £14 a month.
Okay.
So it's what works out about £165 a year, £168 a year, and I get 2 checkups, tooth cleaning, fillings, emergency medical or emergency dental if something goes wrong, etc. I just go in and it gets done. For instance, recently the filling in my back wisdom tooth, my back left wisdom tooth, the filling fell out, and I literally phoned up my dentist, and the dentist was like, "Huh, come in and see us today. Your normal dentist is not available, but we'll just put you with a different dentist today." Like, okay, fine. Now I could have done the same with the NHS, but it would have been going to the NHS Emergency Dental Access Centre and sitting and waiting for possibly a couple of hours. But then I also would have had it done for free.
Yes. But at the end of the day, it does make a difference in schedule, how things need to be. I am looking. There are some benefits that I'm looking to. My fiance, her veterinary clinic is actually recently bought out by a corporation, which is a good and bad thing. The good thing is that her benefits just skyrocketed, and the amount that she made also went up a little bit. That she makes annually also went up for a little bit. The downside is that she's a little bit more regulated when it comes to what she can and can't do medically. A little bit more limited because she has a corporation that's kind of calling the shots.
Yeah.
However,
But
her benefits are fantastic.
here's the thing. Is being regulated about what you can and can't do medically a bad thing? Because, like, part of the whole regulation process is they've looked at the risks and the safety of things over the course of hundreds of thousands of events. And it might be a case where you're perfectly competent. It also might be a case where you make a minor mistake doing something and it's a big problem.
Right. The majority, you are correct. The majority of the time, it's because they have things that work and they're covering themselves. They're covering their end to make sure that there aren't any complications. However, it does take away a little bit from case by case situations. Not every patient's the same. So not every approach is going to work. Not a textbook approach is going to work in each stage. But luckily, they're a little bit more hands off compared to other corporations like Banfield or BCA. What was your flea bum? One of my cats had the flood sign, so she requires antibiotics, Metacam, and yeah, I get you. Cost you 160. Oh, hi, buddy.
But
how old is your cat? Is that building just sliding off the cliffside?
yes.
Okay. I guess as long as we're all okay with that.
For instance, the job or one of the jobs that I'm applying for at the moment, the one that I've through to the second stage for waiting to hear on the third stage. Although they did send me an email saying we have received your second stage thing that we have to assess to decide whether or not to take you on to the third stage. Don't worry, we have received it. It's just we've received a lot of them, and it may take a little while to get back to you. So they were nice enough to just kind of like give you a heads up that it may take a while.
Okay.
But they're a banking company, and it's a customer service post. But they have this thing on there, basically kind of like if you're applying to work with us thing. And it's kind of like, we don't like using corporate jargon. We don't like having all of our customer service people sound exactly the same on the phone and say exactly the same words. So we encourage people to develop their own style, and you kind of go through the thing. It's like, it's a case of kind of like, rather than being like, hello, I am customer service for this is my name, how can I help you today, sort of thing. It's very much kind of like they encourage you to be a lot more
personal.
Yeah.
That's good. It's like, yes, you should have a script so that you get to the point. However, you want to be able to be a person, because people feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more open when you're talking to a person on the phone and not a script.
Yeah.
Or an automated message.
And also the task to get through to the third stage interviews was very interesting. Basically, they gave you a set of scenarios, and you had to basically explain what your approach to the scenario would be and why. And so one of the scenarios was like a woman who'd been encouraged by a company on Instagram to pay them £100 to go to a modelling shoot, and now she'd looked up the company and it seemed to be slightly dodgy, and she was worried, but she couldn't get her money back. And it's like, kind of like, what would you do, sort of thing.
No, I understand. Where are they coming from?
And it was questions like, would you offer her a refund, even though technically we can't reclaim the money from MasterCard? Would you offer this girl a refund? Do you think she's at risk if she goes to this interview? Things like that. It's like, that's really very sort of interesting.
It is. They want to see how you react and how your responses would be in order to figure out. I mean, the thing of it is that, is there a truly right answer? It depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking like a corporation manner, or you're talking in a more personal manner, or more empathetic manner.
And what I've been told by my friend who works there, which is why I started, why I ended up sort of applying to this, because my friend works there and I kind of found out about the job and she told me about the company, is
Yeah.
like this company would rather refund the person the money and have them not go into a dangerous situation.
That's good.
Um,
Did she tell you that beforehand?
no, she was quite fair. But like, for instance, like most companies in the UK, you get sick days, but like you have to be very sick to sort of claim a sick day, and they're very finicky about it. My friend's manager sent her home 2 days ago because her mental health was deteriorating because her cat's a rescue cat, and it's got a bad eye that basically it was used as a football by somebody.
Oh goodness.
And they're looking after it, and its eye was surgically removed, but
Yes.
it's been fine for years, or about a year and a half, but it got swollen a couple of nights ago, and the cat was on antibiotics for its first day of antibiotics, and she was at work, and she started getting upset and sort of just naturally kind of off about it, and her manager was like, take a mental health day, go home.
Right.
Look
And
after
those
the cat.
terms are appreciated.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not First Direct, Fleabum. But if First Direct's like that, that's very good. I didn't know First Direct was like that.
Something up here?
No, this is the boss fight.
Oh. Oh, goodness, yeah, no kidding. Hey, buddy.
Your timing is impeccable.
Burble Sue hails courage. Try to put her elsewhere when I vacuum now. Yeah, so yours is stress-related 2-year-old female. Hates the vacuum cleaner. It's flood T, which is feline lower urinary tract disease. Also known as, what the heck was that? Also known as feline idiopathic cystitis. They're not fun diseases by any means. And a lot of it, unfortunately, is stress-related, so you can't do too much. Oh, that draws me in, apparently. I mean, antibiotics will help when there's actually your infection associated with it, but a big part of it, like you've already found out, is going to be... Oh, we got him, is going to be decreasing her stress significantly.
Hmm.
Play with her more, give her treats when she has a little withdrawal, and works wonders. Yeah, it's a lot about cats. Cats get stressed very easily, and they get very what's the word I'm looking for? They get very aggravated. So when a cat complains or doesn't like something, they let you know. They'll either start urinating or defecating or making messes in places, and they're like, "Hey, I'm not happy with something. I'm gonna pull over your bed," sort of thing. Did I tell you, I moved into the house I moved in last night, officially, like I'm living here? I told you that. So the previous owner had 2 cats.
Yeah.
And I had a nightmare last night. I had a nightmare last night that the 2 cats were trying to get at me. They were trying to like scratch. I was hearing scratching at the walls and things like that, meowing, and they were trying to get at me in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the house of the previous owner. And then while I was dreaming this up, the 2 cats quickly became 4 cats, and then 6 cats, and then 10 cats, and then like there was just a whole horde of cats outside my room just clawing through the door. And then I woke up.
That's quite extreme.
Oh yeah. I'm a dog and a cow person. I obviously treat cats all the time.
Mm.
But yeah. No odd noises at night. At night, no incidents of possible ghosts as far as I know.
It's actually quite interesting. One of the reasons we often find it harder to sleep in new places is because there's noises and things that we don't recognize. And it's actually shocking how good your brain is at filtering out noises you recognize and not bothering to wake you up for them, or not bothering to disturb your sleep for them. Whereas compared with if you're in a new place where there's noises you don't recognize, your brain wakes you up for everything. You're like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Whereas, like, if you're in a place you know, to the point where my sister's got it, my sister's brain is amazing to this degree. She won't wake up if someone walks down our uncarpeted stairs, unless it's someone she doesn't know. Or if you walk down the stairs weirdly because you're carrying something or you've got a pain in your leg or something. She recognises people's footfalls on the stairs and how the sort of the pattern of them. And she only wakes up if... It's interesting.
Why is this locked? Why is the last one locked?
Have you done all the...
Oh, no, I haven't. War camp. There we go. But I actually... It's something similar to what I can do. It's not necessarily their foot patterns, but their pace. I can tell, like, even if it's dark out, if I know someone subconsciously, I can observe that just by being around them. I can identify like a silhouette. I know who that is based on their...
Fleabum says for him, dreaming is subconscious processing. The other night he had a dream about a car that his missus is looking to buy. Did it turn out well when she bought it? Or was the car trying to kill you, Flea? Hey, General Wolf. Sorry, I didn't see you up there. My apologies.
Hi, Mr. General Wolf. Welcome to our streams.
I assume General Wolf's probably already moved on, because I didn't talk to him for ages.
Oh, well.
Sorry, Wolfie.
When he watches this anyway, we'll be like, hey, buddy. Alright.
It wasn't a nightmare. Excellent.
He bought a car. I would hope that wouldn't be a nightmare unless there was some like chitty bang bang or what's that other car? Herbie.
Herbie rides again. Hilarious movie. New company car. Ooh, nice.
Ooh. I hear an assassin. Oh, I hear you.
The gods are returning. We should not be found wanting.
Oh, really? Your swing hit... Okay, buddy. My swing was first. I was surprised he hit me. Oh, well.
Yeah, the special characters are a little...
Not so much deep as hungry.
I don't like that horn. Probably should get back with the group, huh?
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, where are you? Oh, well, here comes the horde. Oh, gosh.
That's another thing that's kind of coming back for a while, like company cars and basically most benefit schemes kind of wandered out the window. Something that's slowly coming back again.
Yeah, I mean, for work Oh, hello. No, I hit you first. You're kidding. I have a vehicle, an emergency vehicle truck for the purpose of calls and such. So that makes sense because obviously my little vehicle is not equipped to handle large animal calls. Am I even going the right way? I don't even know. I don't think I am. I think the bots are just following me aimlessly. Behind you, actually. Top of a rock.
She's done 52,000 miles in 2.5 years. It's a requirement, really. Hey, I know plenty of people who do thousands of miles for their job and don't get a company car. They often do get a car stipend, though.
Yeah, or at least a gas coverage of some sort.
Hmm.
I hear someone being all talkative. There you are. Someone's got a... I don't remember what you're called, but the one that tries to hook you.
Oh, a bone... snarer. A bone... Was it a bone rat or something like that? A bone catcher.
Snare rat? Yeah.
They have like a Warhammer name, but they also just... Most people just call them the snarers. What were they called in Left 4 Dead?
Smokers.
Smokers, yes. Which never made any sense to me at all.
Because they coughed and they blew up with smoke. I'm not sure why their tongues were that long, but yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of the funniest things I've seen in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I decapitate a rat, and then his hands go up to his non-existent head, like trying to hold his mouth or something. It's like, oh, you don't even know. What? Oh.
Go softly into your failure, assassin.
Just running around after me, was he?
Yeah, he was. Gotta get that elf bod.
We all know they love the elf booty.
Hey, there's a reason why we go behind. One, he knows where he's going. But reason number 2 through 10.
2 through 10, I like that. I like that. Reason 2 through 10. You're a terrible person.
I know. I used that with a client earlier. Not that exactly, obviously, but I used that with a client. It's like, well, what do you think's going on, sir? It's like a 10-year-old boxer with a murmur. Reason 1 through 10 for a 10-year-old boxer with a murmur is heart failure due to cancer. And they're like, oh, what's 11? I'm like, heart failure due to old age. Sorry, but yeah. Boxers and heart cancers and large heart issues, that's just, it happens. It's due to all the breeding that occurred. Oh, hi. Stabby stab apparently.
Yeah. A lot of that was to do with bored neophytes in Victorian England, unfortunately.
You realize, of course, that this is but one of the rot-blood camps. Didn't think we could be looking at
This whole thing of kind of like, oh, well, let's see how much of a mutant we can breed.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we'll call it a purebred of its own design.
I can't remember which famous person it was said something along the lines of, the only real purebred is a wolf, so...
Yeah, my fiance saw a wolf a couple weeks ago. Technically speaking, you're not allowed to own wolves as pets, but this was a 3/4 wolf, 1/4 husky, so it was okay. And I'm like, all right, whatever you gotta do to get around the law. I was whelping puppies. I had a puppy that was, what was it? My technician's dog has been pregnant for a little while, and she was going a little over, and the technician was freaking out. You know, I'm like, just calm down. She'll do it when she does it. So, the average gestation period for dogs and cats is around 64 days. And she was at like day 67, which is not unheard of for their first litter. But the technician was getting real nervous, so I just induced her. And we had 4 puppies today.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a good change of pace. I would like, you check in every few hours to make sure that they're all alive, all in between appointments. And I'm like, yep. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one.
My friend is currently training to be a nurse, and she was doing her placement in pediatrics. Well, she's trained to be a pediatrics nurse specifically.
Oh boy.
But she's doing her placements in pediatric A&E.
Yep.
And she actually, like, despite the fact it's quite stressful and kind of high demand and things, like, she seemed to do really well in pediatric A&E and really enjoy herself a lot. I mean, she's a nurse, a trainee nurse, so she didn't do lots of like really high level complicated stuff, but dealing with traumas, helping out in resus, pediatric resus, dealing with minor bits and pieces, but it was one of the things she said was that, like, at one point she had to deal with sort of a child who came in a really bad state in resus, and her shift ended less than halfway through this kid's treatment. Like they got the kid out of resus and she saw the kid leave resus, but the kid went to the pediatric intensive care, and then she had to leave on her shift, and she has no idea what happened to the kid.
I hate when that happens, where you finish up your end, or you do your initial care, and then you say, well, let me know how it goes in the morning, or things like that. Or in our situation, because I work my areas with a lot of the Amish, if you do not pick up the phone when they initially call, you're never going to again, just because they just phone tag with the Amish is terrible, absolutely terrible thing to do. So I never hear back unless something else is wrong. Like, or a couple weeks later, whether or not the horse is still alive or dead or not, I generally, unless I get called back out there for something, which is kind of like, well, I did my best and I haven't heard, so that's technically good news.
Yes.
Oh, hi. You're all still here. Yeah, the wolf was a little feral. My fiance gets to do a lot more of the interesting, well, I shouldn't say interesting, but like the exotic animals. So, because her clinic, it is not an exotic specific, but it does promote some of that.
Yeah, it's a kind of like, we have people who know how to deal with all sorts. Come to us.
Exactly. Or we can research it very quick in the back room. That's often how you learn.
Well, that's one of the things a lot of people like don't seem to understand about like all medical professionals, whether it's animals or humans. Like, a lot of it is just kind of like groping around in the dark and hoping to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we have the training to understand the basic, more than basics, but of like various species. But it's called practice for a reason. Like, I am a general practitioner. I am practicing medicine, although using that language kind of freaks people out. It's true. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Someone's talking smack about me.
It's like with the one of my family members has a medical condition. It took them ages to figure out what it was, because it's a rare condition, and it was presenting atypically.
Yep.
So
And that's honestly part of it is they always tell us common things are common, so don't always chase the zebras unless you're really not sure. So it's true.
Unless you've been called out to, you know, a zoo and there's a zebra that needs medical attention, in which case chase the zebra.
Yeah, exactly. Like, some of the more interesting, my fiance definitely sees a lot more interesting exotics, but I have done a couple of interesting things. Like I've bred some camels before.
Wow.
Yeah, the male was sterile at our local zoo. I found that out. Electro-ejaculated him and found out that he was more or less sterile. Because it's what you do in cattle is you actually use an electric probe to stimulate. This is an interesting conversation. You use an electric probe to stimulate ejaculation. In that you kind of alternate waves of electric stimulation rectally to kind of stimulate the prostate in order to get the thing to ejaculate, so you can get a sample and view it.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, a camel is a little bit bigger than a cow, so it should be able to handle the probe. So we stick a probe up its butt and start messing with the electricity of it until it ejaculates. Look at him. Yeah, this dude's sterile. No wonder you guys haven't had any success in the last 3 years.
I mean, this is now forever on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's just like, well, found your problem. They're a good mating pair. The male and the camel are great together, but he's got nothing packing right now. So yeah. Good luck.
Oh dear.
Oh, Fleabum, I have many interesting dinner conversations.
I mean,
This looks like a boss battle.
yeah, this is a boss battle. I mean, I've got a few interesting dinner conversations based around kind of like working in supported care and working with people with mental health, drug, alcohol, criminal history.
Oh yeah.
Like the story about having someone who was suicidal following me around on my shift, and we were both walking down the corridor doing a building check. We turned the corner and came face to face with a butt-naked guy from one of the other flats.
Oh goodness.
They're just standing in the middle of the corridor, and he looked me dead in the face and went, "They've stolen my bed." I'm like, "What?"
So much for a fair fight, stunner.
He can throw his axe.
Yep.
You're still talking, dude. Oh really? That didn't hit him? Oh yeah, that knocked him down. Oh shoot. And now he's teleporting around the map. Hold on. He keeps charging, and I can't do anything about... Get over here.
God damn it, he really dislikes me.
Can't imagine why.
Or
Okay, never mind.
or the guy we had who was a drug addict who used to sell things to buy drugs. And he went out of the building at 1 o'clock in the morning with an empty backpack and came back with a full backpack.
Oh goodness, how did you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, literally about 25 minutes later, the police turned up at the front door of the supported housing complex. It's just like, I know exactly why you're here.
No surprise.
Oh, we also had one situation where literally our company helped exonerate one of our clients from an assault charge.
Oh.
Yeah, one of our clients had been accused of assaulting a woman in town. Female client accused of assaulting a woman in town. And the police turned up and like, oh, we're here to arrest so-and-so. She's been accused of assaulting a woman in town. This, that, and the other. And it's like, can you just tell me, because the client isn't here, can you just tell me the description you were given of the person who assaulted this woman? Description matched our client. All details perfectly, except one minor detail. Our client was 6 months pregnant at the time.
Uh-huh.
And the description had not mentioned anything about, you know, massive baby belly. I was like,
Yep.
might be the wrong person.
They're like, did they mention anything about being extremely pregnant? No? Well, then you may have... Yeah, exactly.
It's like, nah, wrong person, dude. Wrong person.
Oh.
Good night, Fleabum. Thank you very much for popping into the stream. Have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed Az and Romoret. I hope you followed Romoret. Give Romoret a follow. Hopefully I'll be on streaming a bit more on and off, Fleabum, so hopefully you'll be able to pop in and see us a bit more.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming by, you know, having a lively conversation, being there to just keep things going through the night, because right now it's 11:35 in my area. Wait, 3:30, is that your time?
Yeah, 3:30 is my time. I think I'm probably going to call it, to be honest.
I think so too.
Although, before I go, one final story from Supported Housing Complex. I had the wonderful... in the UK, all police officers have a little button on their radio which is called different things in different parts of the UK. In the place where I was working, it was called the Omega button. Omega being the last thing, basically last resort.
Yep.
And what it does is it whites out the police radio network and prioritizes that police officer's radio over everybody else's.
Whoa.
And
like
it's
very dire situations, I take it.
Yep, and it also pings kind of like pings the network with a high pitched sound to basically be like help. And we had a situation where one of our clients had been assaulted, and you might know this from animals, like if something gets hit in the head really hard, one of the possible results is it then becomes very aggressive.
Yes.
For a short period of time, cranial trauma aggression. And our client had been assaulted, and our client was being treated by an ambulance service, and then he started fighting with the ambulance officers. We had a police officer there at the time taking statements, and she tried to get him out of the ambulance, and he wasn't complying, and she just hit the little button. And I swear to God, I've never seen one of those hit before, even though I've worked in security and things like that. Never seen one hit before. It was amazing. In less than 2 minutes, we had 3 police cars, a van, basically a police van, a CCTV operation van, an ANPR van, a dog van, and like just literally just piled into the car park. It was like, holy shit. And my favourite one was the first police car to arrive. First police car to arrive was being driven by this little Scottish police woman who used to work in the area. Absolutely wonderful woman. Thick Scottish accent, really short, took no shit from nobody. Her car hadn't even stopped moving forwards, and she was already out of the car. Literally,
so she's the new Pokemon trainer protagonist.
Yeah, exactly. She was brilliant because we once had a client who was on a CRASBO, which is a criminal antisocial behaviour order, and one of the elements on his CRASBO was he couldn't cause members of the public to phone the police or emergency services. Now, we didn't count as staff members, we didn't count as members of the public because we were Supported Housing staff members, but one of the other clients phoned the police over something he'd done, and I was talking to another police officer who I'd phoned to discuss what had happened, and she just comes storming in through the front door, pushes open the office door, sticks her head in and goes, "I'm having him, he's mine," and just fucks off down the corridor. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? Who? Wait. You'll need keys. Oh, she was brilliant. Oh, thank you very much for the game, Romart.
Oh, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it anytime. And then again, I mean, the evening, Saturday's I'm not gonna be, Sunday possibly, and late in the evening, but we will see you later.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna end my stream here. Bam.